All right, all right, all right. All right, here we go. Here we go. No games, just business podcast, episode 35. Oh, I like that. I like that number. I like that number. That's why I got my hat on today. But episode 35, fellas. I'm Darius. I'm here with my cousin Jimmy. What's up, cuz? How you feeling? How you living?
Feeling real good on a Sunday. Yes, a fun day. No tournament this weekend, and I'm ready to turn it up. Got all the energy for y'all too. I'm ready to do it. Look tired, but I'm not tired. I'm up now. I'm up. Said record. Let's get it down. What's good with you? How you feeling? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. So since you ain't bringing none of those defensive schemes on the court this week, you gonna bring it here on the pod?
Oh, you gonna see me. I'm a
Well,
counter left, counter right.
you gonna
Look,
see,
stand there, take a jab too. Yeah.
hey, you the defensive coach. We got Mister can sell whatever over there. Also, he tries to sell people on nonsense every week. You
Yo,
know,
yo.
Hey man, I just spit the facts, man. I just get the people what they want, man. That's all I do, man. That's all I do.
I like it. I like it. I love it.
Fellas, we got some things to talk about today. We had the NFL draft. We got Don's Miami Heat making
mm,
waves, making heat waves
mm,
out there on the court.
mm.
Mm.
Am I
Surprise.
giving them too much praise right now? Nah,
No,
nah, nah. We got to
no.
give them the well respect
Yeah,
Yeah,
that they
give him the
deserve.
flowers.
or at least give Jimmy the respect.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
Give me buckets.
Wait,
The
wait, wait.
real Jimmy.
Oh wow.
You know what?
I remember
You
that
know
from
what?
last week. I remember that from last week.
Don
I
didn't
like it. I
appreciate
like
that.
it. I like it. I like
Um,
it. I like it.
who y'all taking? Playoff Rondo, or playoff Jimmy?
Jimmy.
Come on now. I need that 3 level score
Hey
ability.
man.
Come on.
Rondo had people around him constantly. Jimmy was out there by himself this series, killing them
Cooking.
boys.
Yeah, yeah, he definitely was. Definitely was.
So, so I mean, Rondo cool and all. I agree. Playoff Rondo something crazy, but he ain't
He's
touching Jimmy. Hey,
yeah.
what I told y'all. Never mind. I'll wait till my soliloquy on the Heat in the
Yeah, but
Bucks when we
yeah,
get
you cheesing a little too much because you
there.
was towing the
Hey,
line,
hey,
talking
hey,
about
hey, hey,
wishing on
hey,
their
hey, hey,
downfall.
hey,
Don't do it.
He ain't believing him
Don't
at
do it.
first.
Come on.
hey. Yo, it's always the negative ones in your life that
Mm-mm.
when you're on a high, they try to bring you down. I'm not gonna allow you to do that today, Jimmy. I'm not.
No, I just need
Whatever
love and
negativity of what I said in the
consistency.
past does not matter.
No, it was just utter blasphemy, disrespect. 4-0, you wanted them to be swept. You didn't wanted them to make the play in or the playoffs.
Oh, well, we lost to the Bulls in the playing game, and then no, we lost to the Hawks. My bad. And then the Bulls. I mean, mm, that just says that they ass because
Not for real though. I was shocked. I was shocked to
Yeah,
see
the
the
Bulls should have
fashion
been
he
one of
put.
those teams this year,
you
and
know.
they wasn't.
mm, They need to go ahead and blow that thing up. They could send DeRozan or Levine down to Miami though.
Yeah, Levine.
Hey, I need at least some type of more of a consistent score down there. But I'm not that high on getting Levine. But my number one target this summer is Lillard,
Mhm.
and then Bradley Beal, and then I don't know. I'll wait till we get to round robin for who else I heard might be in the Heat eyes right now. But what's up, man? What's up?
Don, what we got?
Uh, we got the NFL draft. We're gonna discuss winners, losers, who surprised you. Maybe they dropped. Maybe they went too high. I seen a team that everybody is clamoring, saying that they're gonna be a Super Bowl favorite, reach on somebody the other night. But hey, what do I know? Then we're gonna discuss the Lamar and the Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers just got traded to the AFC. Lamar just got extended in the AFC. We're going to discuss where their teams are at and where they rank in the AFC and also where their teams rank in the AFC. And then we're going to have our playoff review. We're going to discuss, I'm not going to say we're going to discuss every series because some of them just ain't worth talking about, like the 76ers and the Nets. And then finish it off, we got round robin. where you're gonna get a slew of topics from us. Some are gonna be some nonsense because you know who's on this pod talking to y'all. But let's get it. I would like everybody to like, subscribe, comment. Yeah, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification button, shoot, and just start sharing it. But other than that, what's up? What y'all want to do?
Yeah. So we got draft winners, losers, and surprises. Man, oh man. Man, oh man. Who wants to start this one, man? Who wants to start this one?
You cheesing.
Hey,
Go
I'm
ahead
not
and take the
cheesing,
mic.
man. I'm not, hey,
Yeah,
man,
let's hear from you.
Hey,
Let's
man,
hear from you.
You had to talk.
I'm just a humble man over here, man. I got my hat on today, man. Got my hat on today.
Real humble.
Yeah, man. Yeah, very humble. Yeah. We have a Hawk. Remember when Mike was up here? He said they have a Hawk and Derrick Henry. Well, we got a Hawk. We got the guy, highest rated running back since Saquon, Zeke. But I think he's better than them, honestly. I think he's been the best running back to come out of the draft since I'm talking about a pure running back that can do everything. Has the skill set to break tackles, led the FBS and break broken tackles, can catch the football. What can he do? Y'all seen Friday Night Lights when the uncle was like, and he can pass. I'm sure he could pass too. Put him at quarterback. We got Bijan Robinson, baby, the best running back. He gonna be the best running back in the league, man. That's my boy right there. Yeah. Third rushing offense in the league for the Atlanta Falcons. And we get the number one running back in the draft. I like it. I'm the guy that always believes in bad football teams should take the best player available. Jalen Carter was there, but Bijan, as I've been saying for weeks now, is actually the best player in the draft. He's just at a position that just isn't really, it's not a likable position. But we got him. Cool. I like it. He's a big playmaker. We got Desmond Ridder out there, first year as a starter, so it'll take pressure off of him. We still got Drake London. We still got Kyle Pitts. I like the young trio that we got moving forward. And we got Tyler Algier to Bijan Robinson. Now we got potentially 2,000-yard rushers in the backfield. When we made it to the Super Bowl, we had Devontae Freeman and we had Tevin Coleman. And I can tell you right now, these two players here is probably better than them. Tyler Algier, Devontae Freeman, okay, whatever. But anyway, I also like our second pick. You know, at first I poo-pooed him. I was like, who is this guy? But he was a very highly talented run-blocking tackle for Syracuse who did have a 1,000-yard rusher. And Syracuse actually had a bunch of guys get drafted. And 320 pounds, who's going to move the guard. I mean, that's solid. We needed a guard, so we went out and we hit on that draft pick as well. The next pick, 6'6" edge rusher from Ohio State. He's not the guy that's going to go out there and get you 5, 6, 7 sacks a season because I think he only had like 2 sacks or 3 sacks his senior year. But what I do love is that when he gets to the football, he's a force. He had 4 pass deflections and 3 forced fumbles last year. I like that. And he can learn from Calais, Bub Dupree, veterans who have been in the league for a long time. Grady, so he has veteran leadership behind him, bringing in the defensive coordinator from bringing in our new defensive coordinator from the Saints. I think that's perfect for him to develop a guy like that. And oh man, this right here might be my favorite pick right here. A consensus All-American. I like it. My man Clark Phillips, man, from Utah. Great instincts. Man, oh man. Led the NCAA in pass breakups in 2021. 6 interceptions last year. I love that. And 6 pass breakups last year. The reason why he fell in the draft is because he's 5'9" and he doesn't run a 4.4, 4.3. He runs a 4.5. But I love the instincts. I love that he could break up a pass. He's definitely going to be a solid nickel corner for us. And I think that's a great piece right there. So they may poo-poo our draft because we didn't get all the stars, but we got pieces that will matter. And as long as the development works, at least 3 or 4 of these players should hit. We got an offensive guard late in the draft and then a safety that probably depth pieces, but the other 3 will definitely be starters. So I gotta give it to the A, man. I gotta give it to the A.
It don't take much to be a starter on the Falcons.
You know,
I'm gonna let that.
I already know.
It's too early for this.
I already know what's about to happen, so I'm gonna just let the man take it. I'm gonna just pass the baton on up to Don because I already know what's going on. I'm gonna pass it on.
What happened? What
Go ahead,
happened?
go ahead, 'cause I already know what
He
you're gonna
about
say.
to spew some nonsense.
Yeah, what's up? What's up?
You know, I just knew that my man's Darius is gonna come up in here and say that there was a winner. Jimmy, just by the way he was acting in the group chat once they got Bijan, I just knew it. I said, bro, acting like a damn
Best
fool up
offense
in
in the
this
league.
group chat. Yeah, I Jesus. But hey,
Yo.
you know,
Would anyone not want Drake London, Kyle Pitts, and Bijan Robinson?
we got better.
I do. I want them. I ain't gonna lie.
Bijan is going to be just as good of a player as Jamar Chase is.
Oh Jesus.
See, he
Okay.
doesn't like projections.
Wow.
Doesn't like projections.
Yo, it's because it's
Wow.
no,
Like
it's not projections. It just when you start just
Tough,
it's
yo,
because it's not like you go. It's not like you start at the bottom. It's not like you start at the bottom. You go all the way to the top and just be like, oh, this person gonna be as good as this person. That's when you be losing me. Like if you would have named some middle of the pack wide receiver, I'd been like, oh, okay, cool.
Middle of the pack wide receiver for Bijan Robinson.
I'm saying starting off like we don't know. We got to see.
We don't play that, man. He the best, man.
He's not middle of the pack. Somewhere between the middle and the top, like a B+ player.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I will give you
But
that.
with Joe Burrow right there, Jamar Chase's ceiling is higher. Who is
Yeah,
Joe
yeah,
Burrow?
he has an elite quarterback, but we have an elite rushing game.
Question: can people not load up the box or crash down on the box?
Yeah, then you got to worry about Drake London and Kyle Pitts. Go ahead and
Well,
load the box up. Matter of fact, I can line up Bijan at receiver. I can still put Tyler Algier in the backfield. I'm okay.
Question.
I could put Cordell Patterson. For some reason, Arthur Smith was able to bring the best.
How are they getting the ball? That's the fact that you just skip right over.
Ritter, we trust.
Oh my God!
Mariota helped the running game a lot. You don't have a dual threat quarterback anymore.
Don't sleep on Ritter's feet.
He's not Mariota.
He's not Mariota, but he's not a poor. He's not.
Did he impress you last year?
Who, Ritter?
Mm-hmm.
He needed more time to play. He showed that he didn't really get too much film. He only had 4 games in, and I mean, by that time,
he impressed you in those 4 games?
Who was he throwing the ball to?
Bro, you're not answering my question. It's a simple yes or no question. Sam Howell played one game, and he supposedly impressed the Commanders for them not to go out here and get another quarterback.
I love that you said that, because if he didn't impress the coaching staff, if he didn't impress Arthur Blank, we would have drafted a quarterback. We would have took.
Y'all was trying to get Will Levis.
If we were trying to get Will Levis, we would have took Will Levis.
No, there was a report. There was a report that said that the Steelers was trying to trade the pick, and it was the Texans. I mean, not Texans. It was y'all, the Raiders, and some other teams trying to like bidding for him. But I guess the Steelers is like, nah, we don't want him for that 32nd pick.
We were not taking Will Levis.
It's okay.
We traded up anyway and got an old lineman. What are you talking about?
Bro, it's okay. Y'all don't have a franchise quarterback or even a decent quarterback like the Patriots.
It's okay. It's cool.
But to get back to the subject at hand, my draft losers are those Atlanta Falcons. You know what I'm saying? I just happened to run across some stats. I'm not going to say I even looked up the stats. I just ran across them. They ran across my phone. And I said, the Falcons, did you know they ranked number 1 in rush yards last year, number 1 in yards per carry, number 3 in success rate during the run, number 3 in TDs per rush, and also I can't read what I wrote on that one, but that's pretty successful. And then you already had a young and up and coming running back in Algier. I'm just trying to figure out, Jimmy, let me ask you this. The Falcons had way more pressing needs the other night when the draft came around than running back. Now, you had guys like Jalen Carter still on the board. They need some interior help. Him and Grady Jarrett, I would have came in here and said y'all won the draft, was one of the winners. I'm not gonna lie to you. Or you could have even went to the secondary. You could have went and got Gonzalez. He was right there. Instead, he landed to the Patriots. Exactly. He went to the Patriots instead. Hell, you could have went and got JSN. And I would have said, okay, y'all building something up out there. Y'all finally got a number 1 receiver. But instead, they decided to go get Bijan Robinson. And don't get me wrong, I think he's going to be good. I do. But there's more pressing needs for the Falcons than getting a running back when you already have a good running back. A good running game. Like, y'all system is good. I give y'all that. Y'all might be the best running team in the league. Y'all are the Ravens. So I just don't get what's the purpose of going out here, and the 49ers. I can't forget about them. I just don't get the purpose of going out here and going to get, yes, you could say a generational talent, but then you still have other generational talents at bigger places of needs for y'all, to be honest with you.
Because Bijan can do everything that these other players can do, and he's better. I can line up Bijan at the receiver position. Look at it. Look at his film in college. He can literally play. You know what Terry and Arthur preaches a lot? Positionless football, which is the reason why they love Cordell Patterson, because they can move him around in the field. They can move him to the slot. They can put him at receiver. They can put him at wing. We can play a wildcat. He's a kick returner, punt returner. He's a do-it-all player. And we brought the best out of him at 30 years old. So what are we going to do with 2 21, 22-year-old running backs? One is more of a power. Both, when they were in college, both led FBS in broken tackles. When Tyler Algier was in college, he led FBS in rushing touchdowns. So now you get him and pair him with Bijan Robinson. You're talking about a majority of teams use a 2 running back system anyway. Cordell Patterson isn't getting any younger, and he battled injuries last year. So I'm happy with him being in a leadership role, more of a leadership role. We could put him at receiver where we still need an upgrade at. And I have the guy at the running back position that is actually a guy. Tyler Algier, we just don't know, second season, who knows? Because he didn't show like he was good, but he didn't. Don't get me wrong. I like Tyler Algier. That's my boy. But he wasn't like he wasn't Breece Hall, I will say. Breece Hall was going to be a better player than Tyler Algier. Breece Hall was a do-it-all player. He led the Jets in receiving yards and at the time in rushing yards before he got hurt. And that's what Bijan is, a way better Breece Hall.
Well, let me just ask you this. Do you not think y'all had more pressing needs than running back?
I think, and I will continue to say this, that bad football teams should take the best player available. And Bijan Robinson was the best player available. And honestly, for what we do, he's making this offense super explosive. See, that's the thing. So Tyler Algier is a power back, but Bijan is what Saquon is. So basically, Saquon is a home run hitter. But Bijan can be a home run hitter, and that's what we need. We didn't have no explosive players in the offense. We had more possession guys like Kyle Pitts and Drake London, but we got to hope that Ritter is able to even get them the football. And for what we do, Bijan is perfect.
But I understand that. I'm going to just say one thing, and then, Jimmy, you got it. I get what you're saying. It sounds good. It really do. I'm not gonna lie to you. My only thing is, who is your wide receiver two? That's one. It's like y'all had other. Y'all got AJ Terrell. Who your other cornerback?
Jeff
Who should
Okuda, we got Clark that we just drafted, and we got Mike Hughes that we picked up as
if
well.
If Jeff Okuda was really like that, he would not have got traded for a 5th-round pick.
It's all good, man. It's all good. I think didn't Brandon Cooks get traded for a 5th-round pick? Didn't Stephon Gilmore
We
get
not,
traded?
we
I'm just
not
saying,
doing.
you just
We talking
hey,
about veterans. We talking
I
about veterans that have done it, and their situations is way different. Why Brandon Cooks got traded is way different from why Okuda got traded, and
I
why
understand that. I understand that, but
so,
you can't
so why
poo-poo
bring it
someone for
up?
getting traded for a 5th-round pick and then say, "Oh, well, that's different for this team." Because
You just
Brandon
agree
Cooks
with
has
me
done
that
it.
it was different. Why they got traded? Like what?
Yeah, because they're really good pieces. But I'm just saying, so
Yes.
what? Jeff Okuda, he's battled injuries his first 3 years. If he can stay healthy, who knows? I don't fucking know. Maybe he needed
So
a
a
better
guy,
coaching system.
yo, we might have to change your name to If, because when I posted a video of you talking the other day on TikTok, they said if was a fifth. Like that's your favorite if this and if that.
Yeah.
But Jimmy, what you got?
See, I'm somewhere in the middle. I, before I say anything, the line, yes, the Lions and the Falcons was borderline surprise slash winners for me. The Lions are more winners in my eyes. The Falcons are more surprising in my eyes with the picks. Both of them are very, very shocking running backs and early on. But the way to double down on your run game, your biggest strength is by selecting the best dude, like you're saying, in the draft at what you're good at. So you can maximize that with basically a rookie quarterback in there, allow him to lean on the run game, and then, you know, by with Bijan being able to make bigger plays down the field, and we're talking about 20+ yard plays and breakaway plays, that helps the offense. And I think that that formula is cool. And I'm more of the mindset. There's multiple ways to skin a cat, and I'm cool with defending a mindset when it comes to scheme, because this Falcons team scheme has worked with little talent at important positions. So if you're able to maximize what you're already good at, which I truly believe in, that's the Patriot, more so the Patriot way, not trying to go, with the norm, but going against what the norm is, and being surprising and getting Bijan before a team that don't really need him but can use him, gets him. They need a playmaker. The Patriots, we needed a playmaker. The Ravens without Lamar would have needed a playmaker. So these teams, no matter where you're at, if you're in a rebuild, if you're already in contention, can really use Bijan. And the best time to use a running back is when he's drafted. Is you don't want to sign him to a second deal unless he's proven something in the sense of durability in the first deal. So the best Bijan we're going to see is in the first 3-4 years, just like Zeke, just like Saquon, just like Christian McCaffrey. So, I mean, the Falcons getting them does help them a lot, but I like the Lions pick a lot more just because what they were able to do on the back end. I feel like the front end of the draft for the Falcons was way better than the back end, but the back end, you could argue, for the Lions was better than the front end. So, and then as far as the running back Gibbs, he brings a different dimension. I think he's more. Wait, before I go to the Lions, Patterson, he can be a nice slot along with a dual tight end threat with Judon, no, Smith from the
John Smith.
there you go, from the Patriots. That's another option right there. You can go two tight system. I'll get into the Bills and the fact that they got a tight end too. I believe that formula can work. It's worked for the Patriots before, and it can work for pocket passers because you're adding someone who can assist in blocking. Adding that versatile tight end to your set helps. But Patterson's versatility along with Bijan, and then you got basically a two-headed monster in the backfield, three if you want to add Patterson, allows them to stretch their ability, sort of like the Lions will with Gibbs. Gibbs will be out the backfield. I know they traded Swift, and if you want to go power with Montgomery, that's great. And then with Gibbs, you're also getting younger at the running back position by a year. Now you don't have to worry about a contract for maybe 2 more years. So I think that's similar with the Falcons. You can let Buddy go, Oliver, I think that's his name.
Algier.
Algier, there you go. You can let Algier go maybe a year early, and you still got Bijan. So it's a win-win. But at the same time, I think a lot more could have been done for the Falcons on the back end of the draft.
I could agree, and
So is your
that's why I think that steal was at the cornerback position was perfect for us. In the
so is the
fourth round.
Lions your winner, Jimmy?
No, the Lions is my surprise. More,
Oh,
they're like borderline for me. My big winner is those Bears. When I seen the tape on this man right here, Darnell Wright, I said, "My goodness, yo, he's athletic as hell out of Tennessee." You're allowing the Bears line, their biggest weakness, to be vastly upgraded in a quick manner. You're talking about, I think it was about 11.8% when it comes to sack rate, and that's the lowest since 2000, the early 2000 Raiders, and we knew how boo boo they were. So the Bears are historically trash on the O line, and they just upgraded that. And with that being said, Justin Fields was breaking records with that line. I expect a lot with the weapons he has on the perimeter, with this boost at the offensive line, and the running back position is going to be fine, especially when Justin Fields can do with his legs as well. So in this Bears team, we already know what they've gotten on defense, especially in the middle. They've gotten a hell of a lot better, and that division you could argue has gotten worse besides the Lions. So I believe the Bears with just that selection, and then also three nose guards. They've chose three nose guards in their whole draft. They are, emphasizing the middle of the defense and being able to get back to real Bears football, which is smash mouth football in the middle, as opposed to, being that being the biggest weakness. The Lions and the Ravens for me are the winners. Ravens, oh my goodness. Eagles, oh my goodness. I believe the Ravens finally have said, Lamar, we believe in you. They've said it in multiple ways, through the money, through their words. They've been consistently saying, even when we were thinking they wouldn't, that this is our quarterback. They've been consistent with that, and they've shown that by getting Zay Flowers, a playmaker extraordinaire, along with Odell. And their true number one is Mark Andrews. I don't care what anyone says. So Odell naturally is that number two in the Eagles. We don't even need to go into depth about what the Eagles did, but they're building the Georgia 2.0 when it comes to that squad, especially defensively. So those are my three winners: the Ravens, the Eagles, and the Bears.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. The Eagle. I thought you guys were gonna. I thought someone was gonna bring up the Eagles, which you did briefly, and that's why I didn't. That's why I didn't choose them. But I mean, for them to get Nolan Smith at the end, this guy was a potential top 10, 15 pick. For them to get him at the end of the first round is crazy. And I mean, Jalen Carter. If we didn't pick Bijan, I said take Jalen Carter all the way. Um, but I mean, yeah, Georgia 2.0. They got Jordan Davis last year, and they picked N'Kobe Dean, and then they picked what is it? What's his Ringo in the later in the draft, and then they got Swift. Swift is from Georgia too.
Mhm.
So yeah, man, the Eagles the Eagles definitely overall had damn near the best draft. Um, and who else you said? The Ravens.
The Ravens. I like that. I
Yeah,
like that pick.
yeah. I'll talk about the Ravens when we get to the Lamar situation. My second winner, I did have two winners, is Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh actually had a solid draft as well. They Hey, if Kenny Pickett's your franchise quarterback, what do you have to do? You got to go out and protect them. They go out and get an O lineman, the first a tackle, which they needed. I like that. Then everyone's mock draft, majority of these analysts, and even when we had our mock draft, Don, where do we have? Who do we have Pittsburgh taking? Joey Porter Jr. What they end up doing, getting him the first pick of the second round. They get a first round prospect, and they get him in the second round. Very physical corner, who will start and has the opportunity to learn from veterans. Pat P is on that team now. You still got Minka back there. So
Very true.
so this team is slowly but surely getting better. They won 9 games, and the Ravens was a playoff team. Yeah, Don. No, but anyway,
what's up?
then they fill out the defense a little bit with a couple of Wisconsin defensive players. I mean, for those two picks, I think that's solid for this organization. And will help them move forward.
Yeah.
I actually got the Steelers as an honorable mention. The difference between you theirs. I give people credit where it's due.
You don't
The
give the Ravens
Steelers,
credit.
the Steelers have the
Now you got
Steelers
to.
draft yesterday was it was impressive. I can't lie to you. I mean, they got Broderick Jones, like you said, got Joy Porter Jr. They turn around. I'm not the highest on Darnell Washington, but at least he could be another blocking. As big as he is, he could be basically you could say he another O lineman out there. To be honest with you, and then they
Crazy.
yeah. So I mean they had a really good draft. I can't hate on them, hey. Congrats. I mean, you know how I feel. Hey, I said they the second best team in the AFC North. But my main winner, I got the Seattle Seahawks. They got Devin Witherspoon, who might be the best cornerback in the draft. He had 23 pass breakups. Then they turned around. I mean, they might be creating the next Legion of Boom. They already got Woolen. They already got Kobe Bryant. They already got Jamal Adams back there, and Quandre Diggs back there. That secondary starting to look like something serious about there. Then they got JSN who can come in and be their number 3 wide receiver. You already got Metcalf and Lockett, and honestly, JSN could he kind of resembled Lockett. Who's better to teach him the
He's
game?
slot.
Yeah, but say he's more of a
No,
slot
I'm
guy
saying
underneath.
Lockett doesn't play the slot.
Well, he does, but he's a true deep threat.
Yeah, 20 plus yards.
And then they went and got Derek Hall, defensive end. He had 19 and a half sacks over 3 years. And then they got Charbonnet. There was 3 top running backs. It was Bijan and Gibbs, and then there's Charbonnet. I thought Charbonnet was going to drop to my Bengals, but of course, when you're that good, you're drafting at the last in the draft, and all the players that you want normally are gone. We saw that with the tight ends and the running back situation. But Burr had he led the FBS with 168 all-purpose yards per game. I'm not saying the Seahawks are going to be the best team out there because you still have the 49ers. But after the 49ers, the Eagles, and the Cowboys, I can't name a team better out there, to be honest with you right now.
In the NFC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go
ahead, Jimmy.
No, that's spot on. The Seahawks, I don't know how I forgot about them, yo.
Yeah.
They are definitely winners. They did their thing on both sides of the ball the last 2 years. 2 offensive tackles last year. You talking about? I mean, come on, man.
That's another team that just drafts really well. Like, I don't know, the Eagles, the Seahawks, the Cowboys, even though we poo-poo them, very often.
You got a cramp or something?
The Ravens.
No.
Yo, they're doing curls.
Hey,
you better hit the gym.
Hey, what they doing? What that is? Jeopardy. They do this.
Yeah. I'd rather you just say it with your chest. Like, come on.
You know what I'm saying? I just want you to put some respect on my Bengals. Ever since Zach Taylor been coming here, hey, we've been getting some gems. Every year, we at least getting 2 or 3 players that are shoot. That one year, we got Burrow, we got Logan Wilson, we got T. Higgins. We might have had the best draft out of everybody that year. Then we got Jamar. Huh?
Zach Taylor knows talent.
Hey, I obviously.
I'm glad you say that, brother. Because didn't he just praise my boy Ritter? Yeah. So we appreciate you, Zach. You invited to the cookout, brother.
You know what he didn't do? You know what he didn't do?
What he did?
He didn't make the mistake in drafting him. But who y'all got?
What are you talking about?
But we could use a backup. We need backups.
Nah, they can use a backup. Why didn't you pick Stetson Bennett?
We had bigger needs.
Oh yeah, there we go. They have bigger needs. My other surprise, I'm gonna piggyback off. Wait, did you go down?
I did a winner. And the Falcon stuff was my loser. I mean, the rest of this stuff, I say this. I just put 2 surprises. They be quick. Surprise. I know Jimmy high on it. I was surprised Gibbs went that high, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was seeing him going towards the back of the draft. And then also the 49ers drafting the kicker in the 3rd round. And they also took that tight end from Alabama. I felt like it was a reach. I didn't think Burr was really like that. But those are my 2 surprises. You could kind of put them into losers, but hey, do what you want with it.
Yeah, that was the Lions is my surprise pick as well. Gibbs, I did not think he was going to go that high, but I guess they valued him very highly, and that's why they got rid of Swift very quickly. And the linebacker Van Der Esch, I mean Van Der Esch, the what's his name?
Who are you talking about?
Jack Campbell. Yeah, Jack Campbell. I haven't seen an off-ball linebacker get drafted that high since Leighton Van Der Esch with the Dallas Cowboys, and we've seen how his career has been up and down, up and down. They have one good season, but better injuries the next. Have another good season. It's just like a roller coaster with him. And then, like Jimmy said, the back half of their draft, or kind of midway, because that pick with Hendon Hooker, even though he's 25 years old, okay. Brian Branch, to get him at the 14th pick in the 2nd round was crazy. And then Sam Laporta, he was a very slept on tight end. Out of all of these tight ends, he was the most slept on, and he is talented. So
I know he's supposed to be
man.
big.
Yeah, man. That the Lions turned their draft right around, and from all the offseason issues that they've had, they still need a receiver. That's the only thing about that team. They still need another receiver. But other than that, they got pieces.
Jimmy, how you feel about y'all draft? I know where we stand on our draft.
Yeah, I got my team out there. I'm surprised by Big Bill Belichick, and because you got this top cornerback prospect, Christian Gonzalez. I question his go get it factor. But Bill, if anybody can put him in you, is Big B. So Big Bill Belichick.
I will give y'all that, Jimmy. Y'all, that's one thing I can't say about y'all. Y'all can what's the word?
Develop talent.
Yeah, develop some cornerbacks. I will give y'all that. So
he's a big body corner. You talking about 6 foot plus, and I believe that he's going to be on an island and someone we can lean on. So we're doubling down on our defense, something that was surprisingly a top portion of our roster last year. So we're going to put hopefully a number 1 right there. And then as far as the back half, again, boo-boo. Like, I just feel like we should be helping our offense more than our defense. Like, it's just always, you got the dude from LSU, and he's supposed to be some type of speedster, but he didn't do well in the combine. I don't even really care to say his name, because until Belichick shows me he can draft, no. Until Belichick shows me he can draft receivers properly, we're not even gonna name them. They're nobodies until proven otherwise, because I don't trust Bill Belichick when drafting.
Jimmy, you might want to relax on that. I think, bro. Hey, all I say is there's been some guys in the draft that have not had good combine. T. Higgins did not have a good combine, and you see how he is now.
But he's a big body receiver.
Yeah, I could name some others. I forgot the other ones I heard the other day. But there's some other guys that did not have a good combine, and they still came out here and became stars out here. It's not no one size fits all, to be honest with you. Before last year, they were saying Boutte was going to be the next great LSU wide receiver, to be honest with you. So
pick off the receiver off the board.
Exactly. Maybe it might have just been a bad year last year. I don't know. But I wouldn't sleep on him too much, because I think he can beat out most of those guys y'all got over there.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Maybe.
Go ahead.
I like that Christian Gonzalez pick a lot. I think out of all teams, that might have been like a perfect situation for him, because I think you hit it on the money right there with the oomph. Like when you look at his tape, he's a taller, lanky, slim corner that can move very fluid, right? Didn't really do too much at Colorado until he transferred to Oregon, which has a really good system there, right? And I think he could be a very talented corner with a system organization that'll help him develop into what he needs to be. Instead of going to like the Raiders or the even if he came to the Falcons or Any other one of those Detroit where he had to be the guy, I think the Patriots was a great fit for him. And then that second pick, the edge rusher from Georgia Tech.
Keon White.
Yeah, that's a good pick as well. So yeah, first 2 picks surprised me because that's not in Bill's nature.
Also, surprises can't go without talking about my Bengals. You know what I'm saying? Me and Darius talked about it earlier, and I just want him to say what he said before the cameras came on. Now, don't act fake now.
Y'all boys is trash, dog. Nah. Now you had a decent draft.
Now it's decent.
You had a good draft.
Lord have mercy. We got Myles Murphy. Bro was ranked to go in the top 10, and they let him drop all the way down to us. Ooh, I know y'all don't believe in this, but I know next year y'all probably gonna say y'all lost Trey Hendrickson. And I'm gonna say, well, we drafted Myles Murphy to replace him. But y'all gonna say, we don't know what he is. Okay, that's all fine and dandy. I'm just letting y'all know now, Myles Murphy is gonna be the next problem in the AFC North. You know how you think about Myles Garrett and TJ Watt? Myles Murphy is gonna be a problem. Then we turned around and you
just said that he goes straight to the top. You just went straight to the top.
Yeah, that was wild.
No. I just said no. Jimmy. I said he's gonna be the next great. Bruh said he's gonna be just as good. And what you said? He's gonna be on Ja'Marr Chase level or something like that.
He'll be on Ja'Marr Chase level.
What is the difference?
There's a difference. I said he's going to be the next.
We're talking about the highest rated player in the draft compared to,
he was one of the highest. I pulled up the stats. Don't
he was supposed to come to Atlanta. I don't know.
Let me know if you want to do this because I got a lot of stats on Myles Murphy up over here.
Hey, he was projected to go top 10 to Atlanta. So I'm with you. I'm just glad we didn't pick him at 8.
Let's relax up off of that because you ain't ready for all these stats I got up over here for the
brother. He was projected to come to us. I already know where he is. I just didn't see him being picked at 8. Y'all got him at a perfect. That's a great pick for you guys.
Darius, how you feel about Battle from Alabama?
He's a good player. I think y'all picked up 2 really talented. At least 2 of them is gonna hit. And I think it's going to take Battle a little longer. He may be our Von Bell of y'all defense, but I think Turner and Myles Murphy will be instant starters.
Oh, and don't forget about we picked up some wide receivers in the back end of the draft. We got Charlie Jones. He was in the 90th percentile in 99th percentile in drop rate. Bruh didn't drop the ball like that. And then he was also in the 90th percentile with 2.7 yards per route per run. Hey, all I'm sitting here saying is we done reloaded. I know y'all don't believe in it, but we're going to teach y'all something this year. And y'all lucky y'all don't see us again this year.
I'm not worried. I'm not worried about y'all.
Yo, Jimmy. I was thinking.
Ravens got better.
I was thinking the other day. I said, why do we let Darius get away with? When we bring up teams in his division, his favorite line is, I'm not worried about them. I'm not worried about them. But then when they come to the Bengals, he likes to preach that we got this and that team up over here against us when we've shown a level of consistency that over the last couple of years that we're better than these teams. But then the Falcons have been straight ass these last couple of years, and we let him get away with saying he ain't worried about this team and that team when they haven't showed shit.
Which straight ass? Which
straight ass?
Before I let you.
That's what got you. That's what got you.
Yes. But which straight ass? I just want to know which.
Y'all been missing. Y'all been missing the playoffs. Y'all got Desmond Ridder, straight ass. I'm not the biggest. What his name? Smith. Whatever your head coach. I'm not the biggest fan
Arthur
of it.
Smith.
Wow. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of it.
I'm not.
Honestly, I'm not.
I'm not. Schemes in football.
I say this. I'm not a big running game type of head coach. That shit boring to me. I don't want to see you run the ball. I tell you that now. So, hey, Hey, no, I'm just saying I don't like that. I don't. The only one I really like that is your old coach,
Dan
49ers.
Quinn?
49ers.
Shanahan
Yeah.
with them
Everybody-
dinking dunks and running
Hey,
the ball all game.
Hey,
Okay.
hey. The Dolphins doing it.
They're creative though.
Yeah, very creative. Yes, that is very true.
But that's all I got to say. Y'all want to get to the next topic because I feel
No.
argument.
Let
I
Jimmy
feel like there's
answer.
about to be an argument brewing.
Let Jimmy answer the question that
Wait,
you had.
what was the question?
Oh, the question is, why do we let Darius get away with talking?
Oh,
That question.
Yeah, come on now. First off, when you talk about the divisions, there's no comparison. Every year in the NFC South, there's even when the teams were good, there's always a new top dog there. There's never any consistency within that division. Your division
When Brady
has
got
historically-
there, it was no
Fucking
different.
GOAT
It was
status. Stop it.
it was no change. Brady was it was them every year.
But,
For
but
3
even
years,
with that,
that's the only time.
last year it was competitive as hell. It came down to the last game against a team that
But that's 'cause all of them was ass.
My point. Your division is historically great franchises with top tier coaches, top tier GMs, top tier prestigious programs that do things the correct way. So for you to overcome that, it's more of a challenge than the Falcons overcoming the Panthers, who just had the number 1 overall pick. The Saints, who just got a Derek Carr, they're believing in Derek Carr. I mean, he's not. It's not like this is the Jets.
He's the best quarterback in
Derek
that.
Hughes Carr.
He's the best quarterback in that division right now.
And that's not saying a lot when
Yes,
he's not
he
even the
is.
top
It's
15
not.
quarterback in the league.
Ooh.
I don't know about that.
Don DeMarco.
I don't know about that one. You crazy on that?
Yeah, we
one.
going to the next topic.
Hey, real
We
quick.
going to the next
Nah,
topic.
I'll wait till we get to the Ravens because I got a feeling one of y'all gonna bring it up. So hey, go ahead.
Well, yeah.
All right. Anything else, fellas?
I
Anything
would
else?
like to say the Jets are my loser, only because they didn't get an old lineman earlier. They got him in the 4th round. Aaron Rodgers, an older quarterback. We need, no matter how much of an improviser he is, and as a Patriot fan, I feel great about the fact that they did not get an old lineman to help him because they've had questions on that O line. They did get O line, but it was later on. So just how good he's projected to be.
It wasn't in
is
the
just not-
second?
That was the 4th.
Yeah, they
But-
picked the O lineman in the 2nd and 4th.
Second
Yeah,
and 4th.
that's
Okay.
Yeah.
But imagine if they didn't allow those Steelers or the Patriots. We're spicy like that. We traded with those Steelers so that the Jets couldn't get that pick. I think it was like a 3 or 2 pick difference, but it allowed the Steelers to get that offensive tackle they were looking for, as opposed to the Jets, a top tier prospect. So for that, that's my only loser. And then the Bills are a winner, just because I believe a dual tight end threat will allow the Bills' run game to elevate as alongside a big target for Josh Allen. And with the 2 tight end set, I think that causes more issues. Y'all know how I feel about tight ends. That causes more issues for the defense to match up. And they could do a lot out of it. So I like the Bills as a winner for me.
Yo,
With
they
just that
said
pick,
his player comp is Travis Kelce.
which is crazy. But if he
They
sniffs
say
it,
a lot of stuff. What that mean?
if he sniffs it though, just imagine.
Jesus.
Like imagine.
I
if the
see
B-minus player-
them say somebody was the next Tyreek Hill. I've seen them say people are next
Who's the
Brady.
next Tyreek Hill?
The next
Zay Flowers.
like come
Who?
on, bro. Like
Zay Flowers.
Zay Flowers. They said Hollywood Brown was gonna be the next Deshaun Jackson. He ain't touched Deshaun Jackson.
No.
So I mean these
Different.
player comps, it really don't matter. We got to see what you go out there and do.
If there wasn't a Tyreek Hill, I might have to put Deshaun Jackson up there as the best deep threat I've seen in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Deep threat.
I don't know about that one. You still got to take
who else up there like that?
T.O. Randy.
As a
Come
deep
on
threat?
now. Yes,
Randy, I can.
them
Randy,
boys
I
was
can agree.
all around.
But
See, on that post?
in Randy's younger days, he could do it all.
That's what I'm saying. There's multiple people before you start saying
But
them
hold
names.
on. You got to give it to Deshaun Jackson and Tyreek Hill because they're
Hell,
5'10".
Hey, hell,
Randy Moss is a God's gift. He is
I give you that.
6'4", running a 4.3.
Megatron, they ain't touching Megatron. We see Megatron snag
are
on multiple defenders.
Brother, they are 6'4".
Darius,
215, 220.
Why you always do that? Why you always do that? You always bring up with their height and all. I don't care about that.
No,
like
you're right. You're right.
What
They're
they
great
doing.
players. They're both Hall of Famers. They're both great players.
See, but you're going pound for pound because they're smaller. What we're saying is, imagine if you can shoot, but you're 7 foot. Like more size is like
that's like the Steph and KD argument.
But you're taller. Like you can high point the ball at a higher feet, spot, as well as just being slightly slower, just slightly.
If I'm not mistaken, I still think isn't Deshaun Jackson up there with like the most deep yards for any player damn near in history of NFL?
I mean, probably so. That was his one.
What you talking about?
That was his one route. But you said he was the best. He's not the best.
That's not what he's doing. Tyreek Hill isn't mossing nobody.
Yeah, they just
Tyreek Hill will go up. Tyreek Hill will go up.
Randy Moss will burn you or moss you. T.O. is physical. He's physical and a speedster, and like T.O. is a complete receiver.
Ain't none of them probably mess with either Jerry Rice or Megatron. Like, come on, man.
Rice, chill out. He wasn't deep. Jerry Rice wasn't that.
Jerry Rice could go deep and catch them balls, bro.
He could, but not in the air.
Like that sounded crazy.
Amen.
You talk about 4.4 speed in this era is different than 4.3 speed. Calvin Johnson's athleticism is on a different level than Jerry Rice when it comes to downfield.
Hey,
Randy Moss is on a different level than Jerry Rice.
I take Antonio Brown over some of them ones that you've been talking about. Bro was a
Calvin
problem.
Johnson?
No, not over Calvin Johnson, over Deshaun and whoever.
We're just talking about pure deep threat. I'm not talking about as a receiver, as a complete receiver.
No, I'm saying as a deep threat. Antonio Brown, as a deep threat, he was a problem. Although he was a problem at everything.
Yeah, I'm about to say, and AB was a problem at. He could literally run the entire
Trust me. That's when I was worried about the Steelers. Trust. He was a problem.
I tried my hardest to defend Julio multiple years. Oh, AB, but in reality, AB was different. All right, fellas, let's get to the next topic here. We got Rodgers and Lamar Jackson. All right. I guess I'll start this one, man.
Yeah, I think that's best because we know some boo about to come out.
What y'all want me to start with? Y'all want me to start with Lamar, or y'all want me to start with Rodgers, man? I don't know.
Whichever one floats your boat.
Great. I like it. So, good job, Baltimore. Good job. Keep your franchise quarterback. You paid that man. That's your franchise quarterback. We just hope he's able to elevate his passing game and stay healthy. That's really it. But Lamar ain't got the excuse now. He ain't got the excuse. They gave you Zay Flowers. Hopefully Odell Beckham comes back healthy and can give you some good receiver play. Hopefully Rashard Bateman can stay healthy. But you got Mark Andrews. You got your guy. You got all your running backs this year so far. So far, let's knock on some wood. But so far, healthy, right? So the O-line's coming back healthy. So you still got the running game to lean on. You got a good scheme. You got Bateman, Zay, Mark Andrews, and Odell. Shit, we might have to talk about them being one of the best quads in football. As a core, putting them all together.
When you just try to make something up, that's what you come up with, some nonsense like that.
When I say trio, I got to put Mark Andrews in there. I probably put him over Odell, but still, like as a trio with Mark Andrews, I mean, Mark Andrews top 3 tight end in the league. I know Don isn't high on Bateman, but I think
why are you speaking on me? You don't know what I'm gonna say. You don't know what I'm gonna say. You don't know. I'm chilling. I am chilling.
This comes right out your mouth, man. You're not the highest on Rashad Bateman, but I am. And guess what? He's caught over 50% of his targets in the league since he's been in the league. So when he's out there, he plays very well. And you know what?
When he's out there.
And you know what? He averages just about a first down per catch. So, hey, this team moving forward, they got the defense. They picked up Trenton Simpson from Clemson. Don't sleep on that pick there as a linebacker. Man, oh man, this Ravens team, I might become a Baltimore Ravens fan, man. Might be a
Wow.
Baltimore Ravens fan. I'm not too far from there, so we might hit up a couple games. Maybe that Bengals Ravens game.
Let me know if you're going up there. I'll go with you.
Yo.
Let me
Pull out a
know.
Lamar Jackson jersey, man.
Yo. Oh, hell
Trust.
no.
Yeah, man, but that's a great deal. That's a great deal for them. They got a solid team, and they can be dangerous.
Where do they rank in the AFC, and where does Lamar rank in the AFC?
Lamar as an AFC quarterback, definitely top five. Definitely top five. You got Patrick Mahomes, you got Joe Burrow, you got Herbert, you got my man Trevor Lawrence, you got Lamar. Top five. It just sounds about top five, yeah. You don't have him top five in the AFC as a
I
quarterback?
guess we'll see when we get there. Where do the Ravens rank for you?
The Ravens is they're going to compete with the Bengals to win that division.
Where do they rank?
They went 10-7 last year, so they're going to make the playoffs again with Lamar.
Where do they rank?
I don't know what the hell
Jesus.
do you. Okay, so if they're second in the division, they're going to be like a what?
No,
seed?
AFC. Yeah, okay. So you got them a fifth seed. Okay, thank
Fifth
you.
Seed. I got the
Darius.
Bengals winning the division. They're going to be the second in the division at the fifth seed.
Jimmy, what you got?
Man, the first thing I'll say is the first step into making playoffs obviously is the easiest way is to win your division. And if anyone can beat the Bengals, it would be the Ravens. I believe they have the formula, and they would. And even in the AFC, if anyone's going to upset them, it's going to be the Chiefs and the Ravens because the Ravens see them more often. The Ravens have smash mouth football. The Ravens have different things you can lean on in the trenches that allow them to compete, even though they don't match up on the perimeter. With these weapons, I believe Mark Andrews will be opened up even more so. It's hard to key in on tight ends anyway because they're in the middle of the field most of the time. But when you have speedsters along with route technicians like Odell Beckham and Zay Flowers, people who can beat you in a lateral game as well as vertical, it's going to make for a great year for Mark Andrews as long as he can stay healthy. This team is built for success. I'm just very confused about the top. They've confused me all offseason with how they've handled Lamar Jackson and now giving him top tier dollars. If you want to maximize Lamar by giving him what he needs on the perimeter and within the roster, I don't think giving him max money, we're talking about historically max, the most or the top dollar of all time, it makes it harder to sustain the roster within those 5 years with that contract. So I believe I'm a little confused with that, but Ravens, with or without Lamar, I believe in you. So I believe they can make something shake. I'll be surprised if they do win a Super Bowl, but I wouldn't be surprised if they made it to a Super Bowl. I can see them upsetting within the next 5 years the Bengals. I can see that happening. They almost upset them without Lamar. So if you put more talent on that roster, I can see that happening. As far as the Chiefs and other teams, I don't think they're as high powered to be able to stop someone like Patrick Mahomes when it comes to crunch time. And the Bengals coming back, I don't like. The Chiefs are known for coming back. I can see the Chiefs their offense being too much for the Bengals, and then again the Ravens. They're familiar with the Bengals, so I just feel like that rivalry assists in them being able to do something against the Bills. Right now, I think I'm taking the Ravens. If I'm being completely honest, head-to-head matchup. But as far as where Lamar, all right, actually, I want to talk about this first. I got to see it to believe it. The formula in which worked for you, the recipe, was different before than what you're doing right now, paying people top tier dollar people. That's not what you did before to get to Super Bowls. Talking about the quarterback position, they've done that. So again, like you said, cuz no excuses for Lamar. He has his money, he has his weapons, and I mean the competition in this whole conference is on another level because everybody's in win now mode. The F them picks is been in order. Getting weapons, overspending, overpaying for weapons, and it hurts more to me when the competition's at its highest. Lamar Jackson for me is about 7 on my list. Aaron Rodgers to me is right at 5. But that's where I have it, and that's based off Rodgers' weapons. I believe his weapons are more. I want to say more proven, but they have a higher ceiling than than whatchamacallit, because of that running game. I believe in Breece Hall and what he'll bring to the table this year. So I got Rodgers at 5 and Lamar at 7.
Okay, I'm sorry, Don. Before you go, I got some things I gotta ask Jimmy, because
So
he said I'm like with you, but not with you. And then like once you got to the top
Hey,
10,
I ain't gonna lie to you,
I'm
bro. Bro said a lot of stuff that contradicted itself, but I was like, I must say
like
that
what?
when I gonna get. Don't you worry.
So wait, you believe more in the run game as far as just Brees Hall by himself over the Ravens have consistently been plug and play with J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, Kenyon Drake
Brees
consistently.
Hall looked pretty good last year.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Brees Hall is very very talented. He would have been an offensive rookie of the year if he didn't get hurt. That's why I say he was a do it all running back. But I'm just saying the way the Ravens could just plug anyone in that system is just been crazy, and for them to still be the number 2 rushing offense in the this year they were probably like number 4 or 5 rushing offense in the league and sustained that consistently since Lamar has been the quarterback has been solid. Also, they don't have to pay anybody. They've already paid Lamar. They went out and got Roquan, who changed the dynamics of that defense. They paid him. Marlon Humphreys is on a long-term deal already. If I'm not mistaken, is Mark Andrews not on a long-term deal right now? Is their left tackle, Ronnie Staley, not on a long-term deal? They just drafted Kyle Hamilton. They got Tyler Linderbaum as a center. They paid Odell a 1-year deal. They got 2 receivers on rookie contracts. I mean, this team is very solid. So, I mean, they don't have to pay anybody else. So, and then Lamar, as far as him not being a top 5, who else you got above him? Because you got him at 7. So that means you probably
it just number 6. Who's number 6?
I'm gonna respond real quick to the first point. As far as because the scheme is different, because the roster is different, I believe they're gonna focus more on passing as opposed to constantly running the ball. The thing was they didn't have targets to give Lamar. That's what we were saying. Now we have Zay. I think they're aired out a little bit more. I think Lamar he's not set out to prove something, but I believe they'll use their weapons in a different way. They're not going to lean on a run game like before, and I think that's why. And as far as an older quarterback, you want to set the tone with Breece Hall, and then Breece Hall's a young stud running back on some Bijan Robinson type field. So I feel like that is why
the same level with Bijan.
I mean, he's pretty nice.
I knew he had something to say.
He's pretty nice with an okay running offensive line last year. So I just see it like that, and I just feel like Rodgers. I mean, they have weapons, but both teams have weapons. But I'm just confused. The reason it seems like what I'm saying is a contradiction because I'm confused by this Ravens formula. What worked before is not what they're doing anymore. And as far as top tier,
but then you praise what they did in the past
because I believe in them. Like that's what I said with the rollout of Lamar. Even when Cuz was saying if they had a rookie quarterback, I still believe the Ravens can compete. Now you're putting all your eggs in one basket with Lamar. It's just different than what you've done before, but I still believe in you.
But that's what they have to do. They have no other choice but put their eggs in one basket as far as Lamar, and they have to find a way to please him. And
2 months ago, it didn't seem like they wanted to.
They had to find a way to make the money work.
And they definitely did that. I'm just confused on the narrative that they were pushing as far as Lamar. Like it seemed like Lamar was being disrespected, but really behind closed doors, it was making something beautiful for him because there's no excuses now. He has everything he wants, money and people. I'm just confused as to why they've done it this way when they didn't need to or they haven't before.
Yeah, no.
Well, heard a lot. Darius, you should become a Ravens fan.
Sound like you wanted to.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, bro, be trying to hard down argue. And you know, Jimmy, it's all just because he just trying to find somebody to have something to say towards me. But Lamar, it's not facts. Lamar signed a 5-year, $260 million contract, $185 million guaranteed. I mean, where you want me to start with this? Lamar is good. I give him that. He's a good quarterback. He still needs to work on his passing, but he's a good quarterback. He's not the most accurate, but hey, we'll see what that gets him. He hasn't finished the last 2 seasons. This Ravens team. The reason why I'm not so high on them like the rest of y'all, it's too many unknown factors that we put in the hands of people that have shown that we should not give them the benefit of the doubt. Example, Odell. You banking on Odell staying healthy the whole season? I'm not. You banking on Odell being old Odell? I'm not, because he didn't look like old Odell when he was with the Rams. He looked like he was still good, but he wasn't that New York Giants Odell. And now you talking about coming off a second ACL, and now you're banking that, oh, he's going to be this explosive guy. I don't see it. Dobbins, who also came off an ACL. You're banking on him also. Okay, cool. Lamar, shoot, he been staying injured the last 2 seasons. And then I be letting y'all slide with this hardball nonsense. But every year, Ravens fans are calling for this man to get fired. You know why? Because he make dumbass plays after dumbass plays, which will cost them games. He cost them the Jacksonville game when they was up by like 14, and Jacksonville came back and beat them. That's why I'm not high on the Jacksonville Jaguars also, because they just be getting lucky. But back to the point at hand.
No, the Vikings get lucky.
The Jaguars too. But it's just too many unknowns. Then they got a new OC. They're gonna be trying to implement this passing game scheme. They ranked 28th last year. I'm not too sure about this because I do research. I really do. I decided to go see because I knew Darius is gonna come on this Lamar train, and the Bengals should be worried. So if they're becoming a passing scheme team, would you know? Probably in only 3 sections on the field, Lamar is actually above league average. Everything else he is below at passing. So I'm trying to figure out who the hell that's scaring. That's what I want to know, to be honest with you. Matter of fact, you want to see this picture here?
Yo,
you see that red, yellow? It's only 3 spots that got green. All I'm sitting here saying is, I know you like to push these narratives of this team and that team. Jimmy, you said that, and I partly agree with you. Divisional games are always harder than out of division games. I give you that. But then you said that you don't know if the Ravens could beat the Chiefs because of their comeback ability and because of Patrick Mahomes. I believe we got, arguably some people might say the best quarterback in the league. I've also seen you brought up that we barely beat them in the playoffs. You know what you left out? That most of our O-line was out that game. I didn't hear you say anything about that. That
made it to the Super Bowl with that same.
No.
The
O-line
was boo-boo, and y'all made it to the Super Bowl. You have the capability of doing that. I mean, we've seen it before.
But we can't. But that's like judging on a curve. The Chiefs the O-line was fully healthy. They didn't have no issues with health. The Bengals, when they played the Ravens, and when they played the Bills, and when they played the Chiefs, had nothing but injuries that whole playoffs. Our O-line, the ones that we went and signed this past offseason to upgrade the offensive line, they was out. They had got injured. So I can't sit here and be like, we only beat them by this much. We almost lost to them because we was not healthy. No, and you can say, yeah, they didn't have Lamar also, but that's why I don't even bring that game up. It's not worth bringing up. It is what it is. What I'm a brag. Tyler Huntley gave us the ball and we ran it back 98 yards for the game and a touchdown. Like, I ain't got nothing to say about it. As far as where he ranks, I thought long and hard about this, and then I came to a conclusion. Like Jimmy, he's 7th. Like I tried. I thought about the argument that me and Jimmy had last week, and I was just like, Are you taking him over Patrick Mahomes? No. Are you taking him over Josh Allen? No. Joe Burrow? No. What about your beloved Trevor Lawrence?
No.
What about Justin Herbert?
No.
I'm not taking him over Justin Herbert. So now it becomes,
Rodgers.
yeah, that's where it became for me. I was like, Rodgers or Lamar. Well, one guy hasn't been constantly hurt the last 2 seasons. So I went with Rodgers at 6 and Lamar at 7. And then to get to the team rank, I'm not a hater for a fact. There's 3 teams for sure I know are better than the Ravens. But then there's all the other questionable ones. The 3 teams for sure I know for a fact are the Chiefs, the Bengals, and the Bills. But then you get to like the Jaguars. I think the Ravens are better than the Jaguars by a landslide. Wow. But the only issue is they play in a weak ass division and the Ravens do not. So that's why I gotta bump the Jags over them. Then the Chargers. I like the Chargers. Do I think they're gonna charger it up? Yes, but do I think they're better than the Ravens? I think it's like a 50-50. But I would go with the Chargers, me personally. And then the Dolphins. I like the Dolphins more than I like the Ravens, to be honest with you. Maybe it's just because I seen their offensive scheme. Maybe it's because they got Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, and they just keep adding more and more speed every time I look. It's not because they got the Deion effect. I can promise you that. But it's more so just I like the additions that they have put together. And so that's where I got to the Ravens. I got them either at 6 or 7. It's either how you feel. You could interchange them, the Chargers, or the Dolphins. But the only ones that I will not change is the top 3 and the Jaguars, only because the Jags are in a lesser division. Division.
Yeah, I mean, the only team that I would, all right. When it comes to the 4 division winners, right after that, the top dogs for me are the Jets, the Ravens, and you said it, the Dolphins.
What about Chargers?
No, they're gonna charger it up, and like you said, but injuries and consistency and balance and trenches.
So you're higher on the Jets than the Chargers?
Yes, I am. I'm higher on the Jets. I believe you can see 3 teams out of my division make it, not including us.
I don't see the Jets winning more than 9 games.
I don't see the Jets making the playoffs.
I bet the Steelers is going to win about 8-9 games again. Mm-hmm. So yeah, the top teams for me is obviously you go with all the division winners as far as the Chiefs, the Bills, the Jags, the Bengals, and the 3 teams that trickle in. I mean, like Justin Herbert. As just like a pro quarterback, he's everything you want. But it's just something about him that is just he's missing.
The clutch factor.
It's the clutch factor.
I wouldn't even say that because we've seen him lead drives. Like think about when he played the Raiders to get into the playoffs. He was coming up clutch, hitting touchdowns after touchdowns. I mean, I know we can knock him for that 28. Maybe
it's his big playability. Like Joe Burrow and Mahomes have that that deep ball ability to throw the ball.
They changed OCs, and their OC Lombardi there was known that he was holding the offense back. I'm not a Chargers fan. Y'all got me defending him like I'm a Chargers fan, but I'm just saying like we gotta. I'm just stating the facts.
I mean, they did pick up 2. They did pick up
Quentin Johnson. They said he can run.
But I honestly, I thought he was an overrated receiver in this class. I think I felt as if he was going to be the bust of the receivers.
Damn.
Because he doesn't catch the ball consistently. He's an athletic, taller receiver, but his hands aren't consistent. It was kind of like what basically Mike Williams was at the beginning of his career. He wasn't consistently catching the football, and he's only really a deep threat. He kind of developed himself within the last 2 years of being the better. He could sit down on those comebacks and routes in that nature. But I mean, the other receiver from TCU, number 11, he flashed more to me as a playmaker, and they also picked him in the draft as well.
But he's a gadget. He's a gadget type.
But that's what they needed. They needed a gadget guy.
Take the top off.
Also, because DeAndre Carter was kind of like that gadget guy they had last year, but he wasn't like highly talented receiver. But yeah, I don't know. It's the Chargers to me is like a iffy team. But I honestly would take the Ravens over the Chargers. I'm
What
I
about your
probably
Super Bowl favorites?
I probably still take the Ravens over the Dolphins. So for me, the Ravens will probably have that fifth seed. Then I'll put the Dolphins around the sixth, seventh still. And I see the Jets coming in and beating out the Chargers, getting into the playoffs.
Y'all really high on the Jets because I
If the Chargers
mean,
doesn't win 10 games, then I think the Jets will make it in with the 9 wins. But
like
the
like I'm
Dolphins will have to win 10 wins.
like
Get 10
like
wins.
I'm just looking at the Jets. I like their wide receiver core before they got Rodgers. To be honest, with you, before all this mess happened,
Yeah.
and now that they got the 14-1 odds to win the Super Bowl. Like nah, and negative 150 to make the playoffs. Like I'm not sold on. I Rodgers ranked 6 in the AFC for me, and then the team I got them like an 8 or 9. Like there's a lot of teams that I like better on paper than the Jets, to be honest with you. I mean, we know we got the divisional winners, but like we just said, I think the Ravens. I think the Ravens will be better than them. I think the Dolphins can be better than them. Chargers. I guess I'm the only one high on the Chargers on this pod right now. So I still got them. I got them battling out like with like the Steelers, and I probably would put the Steelers over them, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and now that we're talking about kind of like the Jets here, let's get on this Rodgers really quick. I honestly think the trade was solid. They really traded him for next year's first round draft pick, and he has to play at least 63% of his.
And this year though.
Well, they did a swap. They still
Yeah, but the Packers they got the 13th pick, so the thing wasn't able to get a lineman. So that's a win to me too.
well still the deal still came out to only be one first round draft pick, and that was for next year. 60. I mean, he has to play 63%
And
of the
they got a
snaps.
second. They got a second this year, a 6, and then a second that could become a first.
Oh, for next year.
Uh-huh.
Oh, damn! So 2 first round draft. Oh yeah. So the next year's pick could be first.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's going to play 63% of the snaps. So yeah, it really came out to be for a first round draft pick and a second round draft pick.
They said he'd have to. Yeah.
Anyway,
two
first round
first.
draft.
Two first. Yeah.
One first. It was a swap. It was a pick swap. So I mean, I kind of see this going like, hey man, hey, I know I've been defending the Broncos, but I see this coming out to be like the Deshaun deal or the Wilson deal.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
But honestly, the Jets needed the trade. What else were they going to do? I mean, they feel like as an organization that they're a quarterback away from being a playoff team, maybe a Super Bowl contender. I don't think this makes them a Super Bowl contender. I think this can help them get into the playoffs. But again, Rodgers hasn't been to the Super Bowl in 10 years. I'm really not banking on that. He's coming off his worst statistical season of his career. The receiving core, I mean, you got Garrett Wilson. He has a guy that he can trust in as far as Alan Lazard. They still got Corey Davis. So, I mean, that could work out. Hopefully, Brees Hall comes back healthy. But besides Brees Hall, Michael Carter ain't cutting it. Their O-line need to play better. But, you know, they got a couple of young guys on there that was hurt last year. The guy from Becton was hurt, and also the guy that they took the previous year from USC, he was hurt as well. So I don't know. I don't see this working out very well as far as taking them to the promised land. But they had no other choice but to make this this move to go get Rodgers, because that's what you got to do. You got to take a chance. You got to find a way to help your team get to the Super Bowl. And honestly, as far as ranking him, I had Rodgers around at like 7. That was where I had Rodgers. I had but damn, he might be 8 because I still take Lamar, Herbert, and Lawrence over him right now in his career. In his career right now.
Yeah, man. I think the timing of this trade is perfect because the depths of which the Jets are coming from, being a historically bad franchise, you're updating your leadership with Aaron Rodgers, and that's not really saying much because I don't think Aaron Rodgers is that much of a leader. But the Jets need it, and it's the timing that's beautiful because Zach Wilson. He's just showing us with this little bit of time that he's not much. So yes, this is all they could do, and because of that, I mean the Jets, they have opportunity here more so than ever before. Maybe back with the Rex Ryan and Mark Sanchez era, uh, and I believe they have a harder road, a tougher road. But if you want to, get it done, I think the number one way in today's game is to get a top talent in there. And Aaron Rodgers is still that, regardless of how much of a bad man he used to be. I think this roster and this revamped mindset and a change of scenery will allow him to reach heights that was better than last year. I think he'll be more motivated. You spoke on those numbers being the worst since a while. He hasn't won a Super Bowl in a while, and he didn't make the playoffs last year. So I think minimum they'll at least make the playoffs. And like I said, I have Rodgers at 5, and I have Lamar at 7. So
Who's
yeah,
6?
Justin Herbert.
I'm guessing Trevor Lawrence is 4.
Yes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes.
Hold on. Oh, that wasn't in order. Must not be.
It was
Nah.
go counting.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, what in the world did I just hear? I know I ain't talking to Darius because he the only one that hype up them Bills like that. Oh, never mind. He said he done with them the other day when he told me.
Yeah, and I'm shocked you didn't like that tight end pick.
But then I saw, but then I had to really.
This is why I say Darius is fake. This is why I say Darius is fake.
Then I had to take a look at their pick, and I'm like, oh, okay. I like
so
that.
You back on them? So you back on them?
Yeah, they're better than the Bengals.
Okay. Stuff like that. I will even entertain because I just know for a fact. Only team that you can definitively say is better than us, and not even definitively, is the Chiefs.
That's fair.
You talking about the Bengals?
Uh-huh.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you guys been the number 2 team in the last 2 years, so I give you that. Whatever. Cool. That's fine.
Yo, why you get so mellowed out and all sad, man? You got to give us praise and stuff like that. I don't understand, but the hate be so loud. It'd be crazy.
That's not true, man. That's not true.
Jesus. But I feel we should start talking about some failures. Nobody bigger than those Milwaukee Bucks.
Talk about it.
With your chest.
Y'all want me to start this off, or y'all want to?
Go ahead, talk your shit, Don. Talk your shit.
What's your homeboy name? That's a Heat fan.
Oh, my boy Snyder. Shout out my boy Snyder, man.
Snyder, I got to give you an apology. I should have not wavered from my Heat family. It was just the fact that it was just Jimmy out there, and I didn't think that was going to be enough to beat the number 1 seed, who everybody project. 2 guys on this pod projected was going to the finals or winning the finals. Can't remember which one. But what you had, Darius?
I had the Suns winning versus the Bucks.
I had the Bucks beating the Warriors.
With 2 people that had them going to the finals, and
going to the Eastern Conference Finals. Don't forget to tell the people that.
With your chest.
Does not matter.
Now it don't matter.
Jesus, that does not matter. We talking about what people projected them to do. It does not matter what I projected. Jesus. Matter of fact, hold on right quick. Hold on. I got to grab something.
This man's crazy.
I got to grab something.
Is he about to put his D-Wade jersey on?
Oh, man.
As if Jimmy Butler's D-Wade.
Oh, my goodness. This man probably got an Alonzo Mourning jersey over there.
The 10 all the way.
I had to go get this right quickly because I remember last week I think it was Jimmy that tried to rebuttal it. I said Jimmy Butler is a top 5 player in the league in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And Mr. Butler himself, he did his thing. So I had to give him some praise and go get his jersey and just bring it on the stream. Hey, let's start with them Bucks. Well, let's start with the Heat. Butler basically put up 100 points in 2 games. That's unheard of. He came 2 points shy. He finally got help in game 5. You had Bam with a triple double. You had Gabe Vincent came down and hit a big 3. It was just beautiful just watching this. And then the most beautiful thing I've seen of them all, Jimmy Butler was telling Jrue Holiday, "I own you," and I was just like, "Damn." You telling the best defender out in who most people consider in the world the best defender, you can't do nothing with me. Giannis in the press conference, well, I wish we could have switched up the scheme, and I could have took him when he got tired. Well, why didn't you? Ain't nobody was stopping you. I didn't want to overstep the Budenholzer said that we need to. That's the scheme. I didn't want to overstep it. But now you up in the press conference all pissed off, sitting here trying to say this wasn't a failure. This was a colossal failure. Everybody had y'all projected as either winning the East or winning the finals, and you lost in the first round. I know a lot of people are going to try to say, "Oh, he didn't play 2 games." That's true. That is true. No, he was there for the first quarter and some of the second. We're not giving him that. I know a lot of people. Hey, but when he was in there, he was spanking that ass. Then I just don't see how it's not a failure. Y'all had 2 double digits leads into the 4th and 5th game, and then y'all let Jimmy Butler come back and spank that ass. And y'all had nothing for him. You just kept on watching. You kept on watching Jrue Holiday get cooked. That's what he was. He was barbecue chicken up out there. Jimmy Butler was cooking that boy so badly. Hey, and then Giannis come up out here, and I'd say this: the quote that he gave, I love it for a life quote. That is a great life quote. You're not always going to win every year, or you're not going to always win every single day, but that doesn't mean that it's a failure. But in sports, oh hell yeah, that was a failure. I don't care what nobody say there. I was arguing with my wife about it. Like, that's a failure. Like, I don't care. Like, if you open, nah, like, I was listening to Nick Wright, and he was like, imagine if, or was it Broussard? Yeah, like, imagine if LeBron or KD came out here and said this. People would be on their head top like no other. But yet, since everybody like Giannis, I get what he's saying. But I mean, it is still a failure, but I get what he's saying. If there was somebody they didn't like, they would have been like, "Oh, he sounds stupid as hell." But yet, since y'all like Giannis, it's all cool. But let's get to some of this stuff that also transpired. I've had time to think about this. I've been hearing stuff, and it had me start thinking. And I never thought about it this way. The Bucks are lucky to win that championship, to be honest with you. They really should not have a championship if you want to keep it 100. Like, they was a toenail away of KD knocking their ass out. Then turned around, you didn't have Harden nor Kyrie. If they was there, the Bucks was going to get that ass smacked. And we could be talking about Kevin Durant and the Brooklyn Nets in a whole different light, to be honest with you. He probably is. If was a fifth, you like to bring up ifs, so we're ifing now.
You just said if Kyrie and James Harden was there, then
okay. Well, how about this? What we did see, KD almost knocked the Bucks out by himself. Is that an accurate statement?
That's an accurate statement.
Okay, thank you for telling me. Thank you, Darius.
But Chris Middleton wasn't there last year, and the Celtics overcame.
No, I ain't talking about last year. I'm talking about
like every year someone's hurt. That's all I'm saying.
That's true. That is definitely true. But not trying to hear that. Back to this right here. Then then I honestly don't think Budenholzer is a good coach. But then he came in the presser. I mean, he was talking all type of nonsense. Bruh said, "Ooh, I got so many notes here. I don't even know where I wrote his nonsense at." Where, Jesus, all I'm gonna say, Jesus, where Budenholzer at stuff at? I can't remember exactly, but Budenholzer came up in there talking all type of nonsense. They asked him, "Oh, he had a timeout when after Butler hit the game tying shot to send in the overtime." He said the reporter asked, "Should you have took a timeout with with 0.5 tenths left?" He said, "Yeah, we probably should have took a timeout." Well, duh, dumbass. Why wouldn't you advance the ball and try to at least get a game winning shot off? That's the only smart, logical thing. Eric Spoelstra coach circles around this man, and I'm just here to say he is going to get fired this offseason. I don't know who their head coach is going to be, and then this roster is old. You got Chris Middleton, who's a free agent. Brook Lopez is a free agent. Now you're going to have to try to start replenishing some of this talent. And then, don't get me started on that last game when the shot. I mean, the supposed game winning shot. Yo, why Giannis look so scared of the ball? Why he wanted that ball out of his hand so quickly? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm just trying to figure out if he's supposed to be the best player in the world. I don't know who y'all fall on who's the best player in the world right now. But I know a lot of people was praising him as the best player in the world. I ain't never see KD throw that ball out of his hand that fast. I ain't never seen Steph. I ain't never see Bron throw the ball out of his hand that quickly. And we know Bron, we know Bron ain't no knockdown free throw shooter when it come to the well, he's gotten a little bit better. But all I seen was Giannis about to create a whole turnover just because he wanted the ball out of his hand so quickly. Giannis is not the best player in the world to me. I'm sorry. He's one dimensional. I think Giannis. I think it's KD, to be honest with you. Also, I'm not high on Giannis as a defender no more, to be honest with you. I'm so tired of hearing Giannis is this best defender. He's a free safety. He will come out of nowhere and block your shit. Otherwise, Otherwise, if you're that good at defending, why are you not going out there when Jimmy Butler is going off for 50? What he went for 56 and 42. Why are you not going out there and trying to do anything about that? Like I'm off of him as the best player. I'm off of him as this top defender. He's just a help defender to me. That's a really good.
Wow. I don't even know where to start. As far as Giannis Antetokounmpo, you're shitting on him on a different level. But before I praise him, I will say because he's not a 3-level scorer, because he doesn't have the shot creating ability for himself, it sort of hinders him when it comes to taking the game over at the end. Chris Middleton has been one of their closers, Drew Holiday as well, and they are needed. And Chris Middleton is just now finding his funk, or just now was finding his funk, and I think that was crucial. But Budenholzer, that's who you really should know. And first, I want to say condolences to him because he lost his brother in a car accident before Game 4. So there's a lot of life pressure that was associated with what he was dealing with, on top of the Miami Heat, who's better in the playoffs. Eric Spoelstra, who's better than him in general. So, and Jimmy Butler, someone who can take the game over on 3 levels, and he's shown it before. So, as far as closing ability, when a game needs to be closed, that's Milwaukee's one of their biggest weaknesses, because who do you truly rely on? And when Drew Holiday's strength is being neutralized or diminished to weakness, what do you lean on as a defender? First, Drew Holiday a lot of times allows his defense to create offense for him, and because he couldn't get going offensively, he was subpar too. Chris Middleton, he had maybe 2 good games. That's Chris Middleton. That's what he does, regardless if he was coming off injury or not. Giannis Antetokounmpo's injury, and on top of his lack of skill when it comes to 3-level ability and taking the game over, is why this team lost. Without Tyler Hero, I agree, Miami Heat shouldn't have won. I don't even think they should have had a shot. But at the same time, with Giannis not being there for 2.5 games, according to Don, I mean, what do you expect out of the Bucks? But as far as the Miami Heat, you gotta,
Jimmy,
what's up,
Jimmy? The Bucks should have been swept. To be honest with you, they got lucky in game 2 with a historic 3-point shooting night. If we want to keep it 100, and Giannis wasn't changing nothing. He came out there in those 2 games. If you're the best player in the world, you should at least be able to get us one, right?
See, all right. See, that's my thing. First off, Giannis wasn't. He was hurt. He was injured. He was playing, hurt. That's a big thing for a guy who doesn't have skill. He's an athletic guy. He's going downhill, being physical. So while being hurt, it's gonna hurt him more so than someone who has a jumper who can beat you from multiple ways. He becomes more dimensional because he's hurt and he's not going to attack the same way, and he can't lean on something else. He has to get going by seeing the ball go in the basket, get to the free throw line, and then he extends his range a little bit. But because he wasn't really able to do that, again because of that back, I think that sort of hindered him or crippled him from being able to give his all. And you talking about the zone defense, Miami knows how to defend him, hurt or not. So it was a trickle down effect when it comes to that. But the main thing,
Jimmy, who fault is that?
I mean,
I'm saying that he's one dimensional. Why isn't he a better jump shooter?
A lack of skill, like I was saying.
But I'm saying why he hasn't. No, I'm saying he been in the league for he been in the league like what 8-9 years or something like that. Maybe
he's improving like Lamar, not Jalen Hurts. I agree. Like seriously, like you just highlighted the points in which Lamar can't throw the ball or the percentages isn't nice, and that's the same thing with Giannis' shooting percentage.
I agree. I just wasn't expecting to hear you say he improving like Lamar and not Jalen Hurts.
Gradual. Very gradual.
That just sounds crazy.
It's just very gradual. It's not that Giannis can't shoot. He just is a very streaky guy. He's more of a rhythm guy, and which is weird to see. Like imagine Shaq. He has Shaq's physique on Orlando. Imagine Shaq trying to shoot. It's just the era in which he's in, but that means he needs a closer. Shaq needed D Wade Kobe to close for him.
Oh, my last interruption. I promise.
You good.
Some of your points are valid. I'm not really rolling with it, but what happened at the free throw line? Bro missed 12 or 13 free throws. Now we've seen in the finals
12 or 13.
Giannis.
Wow.
We've seen in the finals, bro went 17 to 17, and he supposedly worked on it. What happened in this last game that he was so horrible and he was so scared to go to the free throw line that he was throwing the ball away, trying to get the ball out of his hand?
Because you want to respond or you want me to?
Go ahead, Jimmy.
Yo, because this is what I was just trying to explain to you. If he's the guy who needs to see the ball go in the basket, he's not a natural pure shooter. He's not a natural pure scorer. He's a force that scores. And then that force also allows him to get to the free throw line and see the ball go in without a contest, which then allows him to stretch his range. But with him being hurt, I don't think he was attacking with the same fervor that he would before, which allowed him to get to the free throw line and knock it down. Yes, he got to the free throw line a lot, but your back, that affects your shooting for someone who can't shoot already. Like I don't like to use injuries, but also don't like to ignore injuries. That's a big deal. He wasn't injured, but he was playing hurt. And I love that. I tip my hat to the mentality of Giannis Antetokounmpo. And that's why if LeBron or KD were to say it, I wouldn't. As far as the comment, I'm gonna speak on a little bit later in round robin because I have a lot to say about it. But the reason why we don't react the same with LeBron or Giannis Antetokounmpo is because the mentality associated with the two. Giannis, and I'm not challenging LeBron's mentality, but I prefer Giannis's mentality. And you're saying he shied away from the ball. I think LeBron has the skill set to not shy away from the ball, 3-level ability, but he still does it. Giannis's skill set is why he should shy away from the ball. What's LeBron's reason?
LeBron tries to make the winning play.
Yeah. He tries to make a good basketball play.
Like I said last week, the best play isn't always you passing to someone else when you are the best player in the world and self-proclaimed the GOAT. Take it upon yourself to take over the game and close it because you have the ability, unlike Giannis Antetokounmpo.
But even when you are the GOAT, there's been times that people have. Robert Horry has hit multiple big shots for Kobe. Steve Kerr has hit big shots for Jordan. Like Ray Allen has hit big shots for LeBron. Like
but do they shy away from the moment?
But
Jordan,
yeah, majority of the time they don't shy away from those moments.
But I'm saying there's times that they have shot. I don't even like saying they shied. They made the LeBron play. They made the best play that they thought at that moment.
You remember when Giannis when someone took the game when the game winning shot?
Yeah,
I forgot who.
Yeah, I remember.
That LeBron's like, oh, it's okay, draw. Jimmy Butler said Eric Spoelstra, forget that. Let me be that guy. I want to see Bron do that as opposed to say Kyrie go ahead, take the corner shot in the
Hold
finals.
on.
Let
Don't
me
you do
be
that.
guy.
There's been times that he has, because when he had David Blatt as their head coach, and he was trying to give the game-winning shot to J.R. Smith. You know, he's trying to give it to J.R. Smith. And LeBron said, nah, I got that. I'll take the last shot. And he hit the game-winning shot.
I'm not saying he's not capable, because we've seen him do it before, but it's just like I was saying last week. It has to be the consistent mentality of a dog. That's what, to me, that's why he's not GOAT. He's in the GOAT conversation, but he's not the GOAT.
LeBron
just
is
because
a dog,
of the mentality.
LeBron is a dog.
No, the LeBron against Boston Celtics. When we see
LeBron
him
right
match,
now is still a dog right now. I've came to appreciate
Jordan
LeBron over the last couple years. LeBron
he's Jordan dog level.
No, but I don't think nobody's Jordan dog level.
Is he Kobe Jordan? Is he Kobe dog level?
No, because them boys trying
That's
to just straight up kill you out there. But there's different dogs. Like, people might say Steph isn't a dog, but hell, you shit. I think bruh's a dog out there. He is a silent assassin. He don't look like he talking, but I guarantee you he probably saying something up out there. So I'm just like, it's different types. I get it. He's not the Jordan, the Kobe that's gonna let you know what they're doing to you. They're gonna be mean mugging you. I don't even think he's AI stepping over you. But LeBron is a dog. Let's get that up out of here.
I'm only comparing them to the GOATs and the clutch moments. That's the only mentality thing is what clutch has to do. Your mentality and clutch go hand in hand. And I feel sometimes especially shy away from the moment. And Giannis does it for a different reason.
I believe they said LeBron got the most clutch points or something like that. Like ever.
Right, but I'm talking again about mentality. He's had a lot of opportunity to have the most clutch points. I'm talking
about you mentality. Are true about that.
And you can argue his number two have had some of the most clutch points of all times too. You're talking about Kyrie Irving, D Wade against OKC, Kyrie against we know who. The plays have been assigned for him, and he, it is what it is. We're splitting hairs here.
True.
Yeah, man. I know how Jimmy feels about his LeBron James.
Number 4. I'm sorry, number 4. Come on, it's no disrespect. But just splitting hairs.
But yeah, I don't know. I guess you could say the Bucks season was a failure. Number 1 team in the East. Battling Middleton's injury majority of the year, then Giannis coming into the playoffs hurt, and you said Brook Lopez this is last year on his deal.
He's a free agent after this.
I mean, I guess as long as you have the core with the 3,
Middleton a free agent too.
Get him out of here.
I seen the Rockets looking at stars, and that was one of the names.
Right now, I think we're looking at Harden and
seeing Harden and Jaylen Brown.
I'll take Jaylen Brown on the Houston. Hey man, you welcome, brother. You welcome. And that'll go right into my narrative too.
We know everything is about your narrative.
Yes. Because you don't be believing in me, man. You don't be believing what I be saying.
Because you be trying to sell bullshit.
Hey, a lot of the bullshit be coming true, I guess. So I guess, hey, it is.
I also want to touch on just quick briefs. Lakers, hey, I say this: y'all had some people step up for y'all. Austin Reeves, Rui, D'Angelo Russell.
You better respect AD.
Bron showed up a few of them games. Them Memphis kids. I like what Ja did. He said some nonsense that he was good out west, and he stood on it. Even when the reporter still asked him about it, he said, "I got to stand on that. I said it," and he didn't back down like Dylan Brooks running away from the media. So I give him props for that. But y'all really should stop talking. Like it's been proven now. Y'all are not good out in the West. I honestly feel like they need another bona fide scorer next to Ja. We're gonna get to Ja in round robin.
You don't like
I believe he's good, but I would rather have like a legit score, like a guy gonna get you some buckets. You know what I'm saying? And
What do they really have the cap for? They
I
would
mean,
have
you
to
gotta
trade.
get
They
you
have
would
to. You
give
have
give
to
away
trade
with
away. Yeah,
somebody.
but so you're gonna have to give away.
Well, no, Dylan Brooks is going after this season.
Really? You don't think he will
Uh,
sign back with them?
hell to the no. I seen somebody say he might go to the Rockets.
Yeah, don't say that. Yeah, you play games.
Also, just breezing by Cavs and Knicks. I'm going to speak some on this Cavs when round robin come. But my God, if the Bucks didn't fail, oh my God, we'd be talking about how the Cavs failed because they traded all that for Donovan Mitchell and lost in 5. That is ridiculous. And Donovan, you know what? I'm gonna say that for round robin. And my last one I wanted to speak on: Kings and Warriors. Mm-mm-mm. You
Yeah, the
know,
Kings gonna pull it out.
Isaiah said it was over in 6. One team came out and showed up. One team did. They did. Wasn't them goddamn Golden State Warriors. The Kings was spanking that ass left and right. And I'm just looking forward to see what happens later on. That's all I'm gonna give. But we all know we're gonna be lighting that beam later on tonight.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one for the Warriors, man, especially on the road. It's gonna be a tough. Let's see if the veteran leadership can overcome this young Kings roster. I don't know. It's gonna be a tough one, man. Steph gonna have one of those nights.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. Clay just be looking like he just be throwing that ball up and it just go in. He don't even be shooting with a form sometimes. He just look like he just throw it.
Yeah, his touch is crazy.
Yeah, most of them different. Man, as far as these series, T-Wolves blow it up, build around Ant the correct way, get those bigs out of here. This is not 2008, 2007. We need a restructure for the T-Wolves before Ant is on the Knicks or the Heat or I don't know, somewhere else because he deserves better. But also, and you got to keep your emotions intact. That's you're young. Don't be dumb. He was charged with something altercation after the game. There you go.
Misdemeanor assault or something like that.
We got to be better, bro. We got to be better. Set better examples. But anywho, it's gonna be a beautiful game next tonight actually 3 p.m. or this afternoon. Warriors Kings, and I believe it will be a great series. It won't be great series, great game. It won't be a blowout. The last 2 games have been somewhat sense of blowouts. It got out of hand, and I believe of obviously the Warriors is who I got, and I believe history will, show to be what helps the Warriors to overcome. And from there, I like to go to the 76ers and the Nets. I believe Joel Embiid's injury is gonna really taint his legacy. If this continues to happen, y'all been saying it. I jinxed it. Y'all jinxed it. Somebody jinxed it because the last couple of years he's been doing perfectly fine, except for the facial fracture last year against the Heat, which assisted in y'all winning that series 2 injuries. But anywho, the 76ers are in trouble if Joel Embiid's health is not intact. And James Harden, that means you have to step up, and I don't anticipate that happening. This is the postseason. We know how I feel about James Harden. Those Boston Celtics. I'm glad they had a little bit of adversity in round 1 because I believe it will prove for them to be better as the rounds mount on. I need Jason Tatum to step up. It was not a good round 1 for him. All in all, but I believe he will turn it around in round 2. And I don't know who's going to defend Jason Tatum off those 76ers. From there, I want to go to Knicks and the Heat. Looking forward, actually, I'll talk about the Cavs because those guys. You talk about the Cavs and all they traded. They traded a lot of their assets for the future. They need to build that bench up. Karis LeVert is the only guy with playoff experience besides besides Donovan Mitchell. And those bigs, they got eaten up by Julius Randle and Mitchell. Double doubles galore for Mitchell. Like I didn't anticipate Jared Allen being outplayed, and they look like rookies as opposed to vets. And Evan Mobley's youth was seen, and he needs to get a little stronger. As far as Garland, he needs to bring his aggression to the table more so, and they need to find a rugged defender with more experience. Jay Crowder on that team, I think he would assist, put him at the 4 sometimes. But anywho, I'm looking for Knicks Heat. That's gonna be a rugged series. I'm gonna love to see it. But I challenge. I'm really need to see if Bam Adebayo can box out and win the possession. Uh, what you call it? Possession to possession on the boards. The most important thing for the Miami Heat is to be able to play small ball, but effective small ball, because then it allows the Knicks to then rely on Julius Randle in space against smaller guys. And Julius Randle in crowd, he's not very good, and that's why I push back, because he's not a smart player in my mind. He doesn't take high percentage shots in my mind. You're talking about a big who steps back a lot, a big who wants to eat out the post but isn't that efficient in the post. Jalen Brunson is going to have to outperform Jimmy Butler, and I believe Kyle Lowry and the others, I can't believe I'm about to praise them, will outperform the others of the Knicks, the the RJ Barretts, the Josh Hart. I believe Jimmy Butler and Josh Hart, that would be nice. Two dogs going at it. Lakers and the dot dot dot. Memphis, please hold that L. Please hold that, because I've been saying the Lakers have potential and they have a lot of depth. This team has potential and depth to make it to the championship. This defense with Vanderbilt, as long as he can stay out of foul trouble, is elite and allows for LeBron to get a spill early in the game, which allows him to be better at the end of the game. AD, I need you to be more consistent. LBJ, I need you to be more consistent. But from there, I think the Lakers can beat either the Warriors or the Kings in the next round. But I wouldn't be shocked if the Warriors won it. I would be shocked if the Kings beat the Lakers in the next round. And that's pretty much closed it out, fellas.
Yeah, yeah. Y'all touched on some great points, man. Just as a brief, the Nuggets already up 1-0 versus them Suns. I think they're trying to show that they are really like that in the West. Jamal Murray is playing out of his mind at this time, and he is a big shot taker, big shot maker for that Nuggets team. And I'm glad to see him healthy, and I'm glad to see him on a groove at this time, because he's a good scoring guard for them. So I'm excited to see how that series turns out, because the Clippers played the Suns pretty tough. I mean, Devin Booker had to step his game up. KD had to be a little bit more effective on the offensive end, which he has been, and even Chris Paul had to step up and be a scorer. And if Kawhi was in, if they had Kawhi and Paul George, that would have been a tougher series. And Kawhi's injury played a huge factor. Just to touch on the Clippers, I heard some analysts say that they should break it up, but then again, I mean, I heard that they're supposedly supposed to be getting a new arena, possibly for the Clippers. I don't know.
Open
So
next season.
so I mean, you want to keep your stars intact. You want those box office. You want Paul George to be there. You want Kawhi to be there. Maybe they keep Russ. Who knows? Kings and Warriors. I, I I was on the train of if the Kings can beat anybody, it could be the Warriors. Um, and they've shown that they have the upper advantage right now. So I think Steph needs one of those games, and Clay has been very, very efficient on the court. Um, I think we need a level-headed Draymond tonight, and Steph is going to need some help. So maybe Andrew Wiggins, maybe Jordan Poole. I don't know. I can't see it from Jordan, but I can definitely see it from maybe Andrew Wiggins being having that championship DNA with that core there. Maybe a Kayvon Looney, maybe another a big night rebounding night from him. But I'm gonna stick with who I chose, and I'm gonna say the Kings is gonna pull this out, but it's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be a good game. Lakers. I had a feeling that AD was gonna play like a new man once the playoffs time started.
Did he?
And yeah, he defensively, and he made a couple of clutch baskets. But Rui and Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves is playing with a lot of confidence, and Rui has been playing with a lot of confidence. And they gave the credit to LeBron. They said LeBron has given us this confidence, telling us to take the shots and saying that he believes in them. And that just goes to credit LeBron's leadership. Compared to, I know Jimmy isn't the biggest LeBron fan, but as far as a leader, he is a great leader to the teams he has played on. And I'm excited to see what they can do. This gives LeBron and this Lakers team, AD, as far as the older vets, some time to rest while they have the game 7 between the Warriors and the Kings. Hawks, figure out what you want to do with Trae Young, but it seems like this isn't going to work out.
They said he likely staying.
He's likely staying. Wow.
Yeah, because of his defensive liabilities. They said they don't know if the other teams would want to deal with that.
You want to take it with Miami?
Mm-mm.
Be a good facilitator out there.
I'm good.
Okay.
I told you.
All right.
I told you who I want.
Shoot, send him to Boston.
For what?
Jaylen Brown. Who knows? I don't know.
You would.
No.
Yeah. See, this why I be saying Darius just be chatting. Cause what?
Hey man. Nah, Boston. They got the Sixers. The Embiid being hurt is a huge loss, and I think that this might end in 5. This might end in 5. And that'll be nice. That'll give Boston a little confidence. And I am excited to see this Knicks versus Heat matchup. I want to see if Julius Randle could really get down there and handle Kim and bang with Bam.
You gotta see if he playing.
Who, Julius or Bam?
Yeah, he twisted his ankle their last game versus the Cavs.
And I want to know who's going to stop Jimmy, man, because Jimmy's on the tear right now. Jimmy's on a mission. Brunson, I believe in him, but he's going to have to step up his offense a little bit. And this is going to be a tough series because the Heat is going to give it to them defensively, and we got to see if the Knicks going to step up and continue to play ball. The Bulls, not the Bulls. The Cavs. Sorry, I don't think it's a failure of a season. They're still young. So I think you give them another year to develop. Give them another year to build off and learn off each other. And I mean, they got the 2 bigs down in the paint, shot blockers, paint defenders, paint protectors. And like Jimmy said, Garland has to be a little bit more aggressive. Taking 13 shots a game, I mean, that ain't gonna cut it from the number 2 of my offense. So Donovan Mitchell, I mean, he's a baller. So I mean
Could have fooled me.
Gosh.
You a hater, man. Don't be hating on that, man.
I'm not. I just heard that he was the real Donovan, and the real Donovan would have never choked like that in the playoff.
You would have never dropped 2 50-point playoff games ever.
You right. I would have dropped 60.
And he did it. He had 60.
Oh man. Nah, this So it's been a good playoff so far.
It definitely has.
All right, let's end it off with the round robin. Y'all want to start this off?
Yeah, I would love to start this one off because failure isn't in the vocabulary or in the scrapbooks of a boss mentality. And I love the boss mentality Giannis Antetokounmpo has because if I don't win, I learn. And learning isn't losing, and it isn't failing. It allows me to have a realistic, walk of life or walk of sports. Shaq, he said it. Well, he won 4 in 20 years or something. What, Charles Barkley never won? Is he a failure? His whole career is a failure. No. There's certain things he won to put him at the prestigious place that he is. Charles Barkley, the entertainer. Charles Barkley, the basketball mind on TNT. I believe failure is overblown and a boss mentality is not shown enough in today's society. I believe a lot of times material things and things behind me like trophies is the only thing people are looking forward to as opposed to mindset growth. And mindset growth is what Giannis is able to show to the entrepreneur, the CEO, the GM, the ball boy, the number 2 on the team, the role player, Udonis Haslem. I believe that mentality as a boss needs to be adopted more so as opposed to the mentality of a failure, which is someone who sees negativity and doesn't look at growth on how to become better. This loss allows for Giannis's legacy to grow even more so because adversity makes it sweeter when you see this thing behind you and this thing behind you here. But that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, I could agree. If anybody can do it, I think Giannis is one of those mentally tough players in the league that he's gonna come in with a vengeance, and I think the injury definitely bothered him, which is why he tried to play through it because he couldn't just sit back and sit out and allow his team to go out without him. So it just shows, his mentality to, get out there and do whatever it takes for his team. And I think they're going to bounce back. I mean, when you still got one of the best players in the world, you always have a chance. I mean, they've damn near been the number one team in the East, number two team in the East for the last 4 years. So I can see a bounce back happening. You keep Drew. Maybe you find another piece from Middleton because he's been battling injuries for the last couple of years. And I don't know, maybe Brook Lopez comes back on a cheaper deal. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm not rolling with y'all on that. It's a failure. I mean, like I said, it's a good life quote, but in sports there are failures. If you're the number one team in the East, you should not lose to a play-in team. When the Warriors was up 3-1, was it a failure that they didn't win the championship that year? I'm genuinely asking.
No, not in my mind.
No. It wasn't a failure?
Not in my mind.
You were one win away from winning the championship, and Draymond decided to get himself suspended. You don't call that a failure, a collapse?
No, definitely not, because that is self-inflicted wound you're alluding to isn't a self-inflicted wound. I think that's an NBA problem. I think that's what that was. And Draymond shouldn't have been suspended. I think it was a stimulus package for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I agree with that part. I agree with that part. But at the same time, you can still call it a failure. Like, anytime that you have a goal set and you don't achieve that goal, yes, you can learn lessons from it. Not saying that. I 100% agree with that. But at the same time, if you have a goal set in sports and you don't achieve it and you was projected, like the Bills last year, I would say their season was a failure. They was projected to be the Super Bowl champions. Josh Allen was supposed to be the NFL MVP. They failed at both of those. Hell, didn't even make it to the AFC Championship game last year. That's a failure. Like,
But you can't.
Good.
Yeah, you can't say that. You can't say that because, I mean, just for say, what if the Nuggets gets knocked out by the Suns? Is that a failure season for them?
Yeah.
So that's a failure for anyone who doesn't win the Super Bowl or championship.
But no, I'm saying there's levels to this. Like, if Giannis went to the Eastern Conference Finals and lost to Boston, okay, we understand that. You're not gonna hear people be like, oh, he failed. But you lost to in the first seed to a team that all season was looking hella inconsistent, hella
underachieved.
So you're stuck on the word failure, basically.
That's the end of something. When you fail, it's over with. Like, if you say Charles Barkley's career was a failure.
Okay, well, let me ask you this.
Okay, maybe.
If you failed a grade, that's not the end of it, but you failed. You got to just repeat that same grade. It's the same thing, bro.
See, but I'm winning because I learned. In the midst of my failure, I'm learning something. So do they say, did you fail, or did they say you learned something? See, but that's what I'm saying. The boss mentality, you don't care what the other boss said. You care about what you like. That's what I'm saying. You saying, did they say you failed? I don't give a damn what they say. It ain't even got to be they say. It ain't even got to be they say. It ain't even gonna be they say, because when you tell somebody, no, I'm saying, but when you tell somebody, you can be like, oh, I failed this grade, just I had to repeat. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, bro. Like, they had a goal. There was a number one seed. They was like number one or number 2 or 3 ranked in defense, and they couldn't do nothing with one man. Budenholzer would not change up his scheme for nothing. That's a failure. You failed to reach your goal. You failed to put a competent game plan out there to stop one man, and you didn't do it. I don't know how else to look at that. So is this a success for the Heat?
Yeah, right now, wow. Yeah, because no, it's already no. I'm not sitting here saying like to our standards, but as of right now, it's a success because nobody saw us getting out the first round. We're already undermanned, and we beat the number 1 seed. That's already a successful season right there, regardless of what else happens after this.
So that wasn't a failure of a season that you guys underachieved because you guys were supposed to be like a top 5, top 4.
That was we underachieved all season.
Okay. And then you overachieved when you actually got into the playoffs.
Yes. Because I can't shut off what I've seen all season and be like, oh, this is a different time now. A different heat is going to come out.
In the playoffs, they're first off your best.
But I will say Jimmy Butler is different in the playoffs. But I'm just saying, like,
goodness gracious, Eric Spoelstra, oh my goodness.
For mine, I gotta say is Howie Roseman the best GM in football? I mean, he's drafted guys like Jalen Hurts, Josh Sweat, Lander Dickinson, Devontae Smith, Zach Ertz, Dallas Goedert, Lane Johnson, Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz did have an MVP season. He's also found their starting left tackle, Jordan Mailata. He found him in a rugby league. So he traded for players like DeAndre Swift, AJ Brown, Gardner Johnson, Slay from Detroit. I mean, he's turned. This is now the Georgia Eagles, and I mean, he has 2 Super Bowl appearances. Is he the best GM in football right now?
Yeah, he damn sure better than Bill Belichick. Yeah, he's the best. He's definitely the
don't
best.
take much.
Yeah, that is true.
The 49ers, what's that GM? He's pretty solid too. But that's
John Lynch is out there.
Yeah, I think he's
John Lynch.
Pretty solid. Yeah, but yeah, Eagles definitely got the best GM.
Yeah, as of right now, I would say I seen a post the other day. I was trying to see if I could find it, but they had the best. It was him, the Bengals GM, and somebody else's top 3.
How did Bengals GM get in there?
How is he not? We've been finding multiple under the radar players. Like nobody was talking about Trey Hendrickson. Yeah, nobody's talking about Trey Hendrickson. We got DJ Reader. We got Von Bell. He look at the draft classes he's been having these last couple of years. Like even before the last 2 years, bro. Like stop. Yo, your problem is you just like
before Joe Burrow came there, y'all won 2 games, and I think the year before that, y'all won 4 games.
Okay.
I think the year before that, you might have won like 7 games with Andy Dalton.
No.
Relax. It's not worthy of this conversation.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Bring his name up while we're praising
just say y'all. Just say. Hey,
number
what's
2 was
that?
The Bengals GM.
No, he was number 3.
Oh.
He was number 3. Hey, just say y'all ain't familiar enough with the Bengals
over the Seahawks.
And
who the Seahawks?
Yeah, the Seahawks literally it's been the last 2 years, and it's only really because of the Russell Wilson trade. Let's keep it 100 because that's how they got all those extra picks. Amen. We doing this with limited amount of picks, but they getting more bites at the apple. But hey, go off though.
Chiefs GM. What about him?
Hey, they just said the Chiefs had one of the worst drafts. They the bottom
with this year.
Yep.
They've been able to find talent pretty well.
They got the most valuable 2023 NFL draft classes. The Bengals at number 4, the Steelers at 2, Giants at 1, Eagles at 3, Chiefs dead last. They must be ain't doing something right over there. The person that the round robin I want to go to. I'm here to stand on this. I'm gonna do what Jimmy say. Say it with your chest. De'Aaron Fox is better than Ja Morant. I don't care what nobody say. From what I've seen all year and from the playoffs, I am rolling with De'Aaron Fox. Burr has a better field goal percentage, better 3-point percentage, better 2-point percentage, better free throw shooter, a better effective field goal percentage, more steals, 300 more points, true shooting percentage. What else we got here? And he's been the breakout star of the playoffs. Besides, one Jimmy G buckets.
I gotta give it to. I could make a case because of on the defensive end, but other than that, explosive. I mean, he shoots better than Ja. But as far as attacking the rim, I'm taking Ja all day.
And don't forget, he was the clutch player of the year.
Yeah, that is very true. He was the clutchest player in the league as far as the fourth quarter. Oof, that's tough. That's tough. That's a good case.
It's a beautiful case. I always talk about 3 level scores, and De'Aaron Fox is closer to that. He has a more complete game, and his game allows his career to expand per se because he's developed something that you need to develop as you get older. But the thing about De'Aaron that Ja don't have is someone who can make plays for him on the court, and that's at the center position. That's a beautiful luxury. You're talking about Demonis Sabonis. He hasn't had the best series, but his playmaking is always felt. His the way he extends the defense is always felt, and he's not even doing it in the shooting aspect. It's a playmaking aspect, dribble handoffs and things of that nature. So it allows De'Aaron Fox to get downhill into more space because there's less defenders to create to guard him, and then you got more shooters on that team. Memphis isn't known to have mad knockdown shooters. Dylan Brooks is come on now. Steven Adams, when he does play, Jaren Jackson, he can get hot from deep. Bain is nice, but the Kings, you can argue everyone on their team is borderline snipers. So I think Fox can do things more so with that spacing as opposed to Ja. But Ja's play style doesn't allow him to be on the level of De'Aaron Fox naturally.
Yeah, that's a good argument. Jimmy, what you got?
For me, I want to talk about the WNBA and what we can do as media personalities to be able to assist and fans gravitating towards watching them more, because there's more incentive in being a college athlete playing basketball as a female as opposed to playing in the WNBA. And then even overseas, we are now seeing people, we've seen Brittany Griner say she doesn't want to play overseas for obvious reasons or whatever case may be. But the simple fact that there's more incentives to play overseas, basketball is an American thing. Number one, first, we should be more prideful on being able to be number one in gold in the Olympics, and that's with every sport. But when it comes to basketball, that's American. That's us. And I believe we need to do more for our WNBA and allow it to be the number one female league in the world. And we don't do enough. And I think we need to come up with better ideas on how to.
Yeah, especially with all these talented females coming out of college year after year. I mean, the WNBA should definitely be. We should be winning gold medals year after year, as far as especially when we bring our team to the Olympics. And it sucks that a lot of our stars. One, I think that I feel like the stars get the credit, but I don't see any advertisements. I don't see any, I rarely see any big name female stars in any big time commercials. Why is that? So definitely should be more emphasis on the game. Fundamentally, it's one of the best. If you want to learn basketball, definitely watch women's basketball. And man, these girls can shoot. Yeah, I'm with you, Jimmy. This sport should be the WNBA should definitely be on a higher level than what it is.
I agree, but I feel like once you continue to have like these college stars that keep coming to the WNBA, I believe it's going to continue to grow the brand because more and more people are going to tune into the WNBA. And honestly, I mean, they have some ballers out there, to be honest with you. I just feel like it just needs to be, I guess, branded more. And I guess they need to bring more money into the WNBA. I don't know how that would work, but WNBA needs to have more money come into it so the stars, or even like the role players, don't have to go play overseas and get into like a Brittany Griner situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I like it. All right. Seahawks hit on every meaningful position in the draft except quarterback. What's a successful season for Geno, and how will it pan out?
How will what pan out?
His season, is this like a make or break for him? Does he get another opportunity after this? Is this a sophomore slump? Because this is his best season since he's been a pro. This is his best team he's been on. I think
he's gonna be straight. Geno, I'm not sitting here saying like he's one of these high-end quarterbacks, but I believe he led the league in completion percentage. Bro puts in the work, and you gotta respect somebody that puts in the work every day, even when he was a backup. I heard a story of even when he was on the scouting team, or yeah, when he was the backup, having to deal with like the scouting people, he would get on them like, bro, like y'all need to get y'all shit together. Like y'all affected me. I'm trying to win this job and stuff. So I respect Geno with his work ethic. They put some talent around him. So I like I told you earlier, I can see the Seahawks being the fourth best team out there in the NFC.
Fourth, wow. See, all right. Well, you're saying fourth because, well, yeah, they're not going to win the division for sure. I'll be shocked if they win the division. I've been quoting.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying, but I just think after those top three, who was better?
Well, who the division winners? Because
so you got
AFC, you got the 49ers, you got the Eagles, you got the Vikings, and then whoever wins the NFC.
And then
South.
I didn't even consider the Vikings, and I didn't consider NFC South.
Well, they get the four top seeds. So
no, but I'm saying just as I wasn't saying like this is where they're gonna be at in the standings. I was saying just like how the Cowboys had a better record than the NFC South team last year, but that doesn't mean that the bum ass Bucks was better than the Cowboys. I'm just saying like I believe the Seahawks will be the fourth best team. I think they'll be better than the Vikings. I think they'll be better than the Giants or anybody that comes out the NFC South. Like I'm just after the Cowboys, Eagles, and 49ers, who is better on paper right now?
I mean, yeah, you make a great point, and I've been quoted as saying that he'll have a sophomore slump, something similar to that. And I don't believe that's the case anymore. As long as he can take care of the ball, and they have a defense that can potentially, and first off, that run game might just be even more legit than last year. So that's something to be seen because they won't be able to stack the box, and then you have someone someone who's precise with their route running in between the numbers. So that'll make it easier for Geno to eat, sort of like what a tight end brings you in the middle of the field. So I think that really will assist them in being able to have a go-to target. And then you talking about Bobby Wagner, the leader of the defense, being able to allow these.
God, they brought back Bobby.
Yo, he's gonna elevate these guys. These young guys are gonna develop even faster.
They get Brooks back.
Who? Yeah, Brooks. Yeah. Mm-hmm. If they do this will allow Pete Carroll's career to potentially be extended because the lack of stress and rebuilding will allow him to potentially just hope to win. And if Geno is the biggest weakness, I think he won't have opportunity next year with them. But if he's not the reason they're losing and they have other struggles, and that's why they're not at the promised land, I think he'll stay.
Yeah, and we forget that they got two. They started two rookie left tackle, right tackle last year, and also they still got Noah Fant at the tight end position.
Mm-hmm. I'm a cut one of mine. I'm gonna just shine light on it. I like the Ime Udoka hire for the Rockets. I give y'all props for that one. Nice. I believe he's gonna bring some discipline and some defense to that team because I mean it looked like they were just running over Steven Silas last year. I ain't gonna lie to you. But my main one I want to touch on the Cavaliers. The Cavaliers and Donovan Mitchell was overrated. They really shouldn't have made that trade because they act like there was one piece away when they look like they multiple pieces away from even being a contender out in the East. They was fraudulent all season. I mean, even some of the numbers Donovan Mitchell put up in this playoff, he had 38 his first game, 17, 22, 11, and 28. What are we going to do with that if you're supposed to be the superstar and the guy?
Yeah, I mean, but they also don't have another scorer besides him because Garland.
Darius Garland.
He don't compare to Tyrese Maxey, for example. Like
he is better than Tyrese Maxey. Relax.
As a player, yes.
Right, but
as an overall player, yeah.
Other teams have better number 2 and 3s.
Yeah, but that ain't got nothing to do with how he was performing out there. They wasn't like they was. Utah. Nah, bro was putting up numbers with Utah.
No, I'm saying as far as his help. Like
yeah. Yeah,
he's always been asked to do so much, and he's still asked to do so much on the Cavs.
I just feel like the trade was kind of overrated, and I feel like we might have gassed playoff Mitchell a little bit too much, because once he came across a defensive-minded coach, we saw it was no more of that mess that he was doing before.
Yeah, but he's surrounded around defensive-minded players on his team as well. So he's really only the real natural scorer on his team.
Yeah, I'm
Who
shocked.
Who fault is that? Because we just seen Jimmy Butler not around any scores either, and you see what he
But he's
did.
in the system, a proven system, with a versatile center.
But before the playoffs, who would you have took? Would you have took the Cavs or the Heat?
Obviously, the Cavs, especially based off matchup.
Exactly. So we can't sit here and be like, "Oh, the system," because the system we wouldn't be praising the Heat right now if they would have got beat by the Bucks. It was just a simple fact that Jimmy Butler took over his matchup, and Donovan Mitchell couldn't.
But it wouldn't be a shocker if the Heat beat the Knicks either, though. If the Cavs beat the Bucks, you'd be like, "What?"
Oh, Knicks fans. I've been hearing a whole bunch of y'all not worried about the Heat. Let me be the first one to tell y'all. We spanking y'all ass in 6. And let me let you know this right now. Spike, you better sit your ass down, because Jimmy G Buckets is coming in the building, and he dropping what Stephen A like to say, he dropping 40 on y'all ass. And I can guarantee that. I promise you that.
You giving him a 40 piece?
I believe he 40, will at some point.
40 and some and maybe some rebounds, some assists. Possibly. RJ Barrett. Oh, Star Barrett. Star J. Star. What is it? Star J? That's what it is. Star J.
Kyle Lowry.
Oh, what y'all? Who else y'all banking up? Oh, y'all think Jalen Brunson gonna be able to do that mess that he did against the Knicks? I mean, against the Cavs to us?
It's gonna be tough.
Oh, I cannot wait till 1 o'clock today.
See, and that's the thing about y'all Heat. When Tyler Hero's out the game, y'all defense improves. So y'all got a real show. Get stops.
Oh yeah, fellas. This was another good one, man. Another good one. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Definitely hit us up. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. Come check us out on TikTok, where you'll get the most fan interaction, which is phenomenal. We love it. Guys, great episode. We appreciate everyone for tuning in. You guys already know. Until next time, we out.
Yep. We gone.